Broken and Found by Wolfless, narrated by Bookzoro. Before we start, let us know in the comments where you're listening from and what kind of stories you enjoy most. We love hearing from our listeners. Prologue, her POV. I was very confused. Me and my best friend Gabe were playing outside when Alpha called me in. My friend relayed the message with a grin. Alpha said you should come into his office. Quickly. My friend already got his wolf when he turned 10, but I never connected to my wolf. Even now, half a year after my 10th birthday. Did he say why he wanted to see me? I asked him. I couldn't remember breaking any rule. Did he have some news about my wolf? I wouldn't waste any time asking such stupid questions, he replied. I frowned. What was wrong with him? He never was so mean to me. Hey Gabe, don't be so mean. I just don't want to do something wrong. Can you please tell me what he wants? Gabe just shrugged with his shoulders. I was thankful of having Gabe. He was bullying me a lot when I was little, but he suddenly became very friendly towards me, and now he is my best friend. In the last weeks, we couldn't play so often because of pack boostness, whatever that means, where Gabe has to go to the alpha. He wouldn't tell me what they did in his office. He always just grins and says, "It's pack boostness." It is really frustrating, but I have no clue what the alpha would want from Gabe. Sure, he was the son of the beta, but he is just 10 years old. Maybe he is getting trouble because of me. You see, Gabe's parents seem to like me less and less these past months. Maybe they think I would take away their son and bring him into trouble. But Gabe is right. I shouldn't let the alpha wait. As I turned around, I admired the beauty around us. Little cabins were built in the forest around the mountain. A lake was nearby and everything was so peaceful. I stared into the lake. I saw my reflection. Long brown hair and eyes. My gaze went to my shoulder, where that strange marking was. Nobody was really able to tell me what it meant. I really liked it. It made me feel special, but Alpha Damien said it wasn't the reason for my missing wolf. I started to walk towards the biggest house in the middle of the packlands, the gray-silver pack house. As I walked by some cabins, I noticed that many pack members seemed to look away from me. I remember that some pack members started to call me names because I didn't get a wolf, but many were still friendly towards me. Do I have some mud on my clothes? I looked down on me, but couldn't find anything. I was very grateful for this pack, as I am an orphan, and they could have just let me die when they found me in the woods. But they took me in, and cared for me. I just hope I find my mate, even if I have no wolf. They said I can find my mate with 18. Hopefully I have my wolf then. I sometimes asked myself, what were my parents like? Why did they just cast me out? With nothing but a note that says that I'm a werewolf. Did they love me? Where are they now? But I never got an answer for these questions. When I arrived at the pack house, I now noticed that some of the higher pack members were looking angry. Did I do anything wrong? I even remembered telling Alpha Nathaniel that I was out playing. As I walked up to his office, I started hearing some people whispering, "Is unworthy." Such a disgrace. Strange mark. Are they talking about me? No, that couldn't be. I knocked on the door to my Alpha's office. He called me in. Alpha Nathaniel was a giant of a man. In the first months in my pack, and even now sometimes he was scaring me, especially because I caught him looking at me in a strange way once in a while. I looked up into his dark, piercing eyes. "Hello, Alpha. What can I do for you?" I asked him. He just chuckled. "You don't even know why you're here. Didn't your friend tell you what we planned for you?" I was confused again. What did he mean? He wouldn't tell. Suddenly I felt an impact on my cheek. It had so much force I flew against the wall of the office. Did he just slap me? Why? I cried. "You worthless waste of space!" He laughed. "Not even your friend wanted to save you, wanted you to run away." Why was he laughing? Why should I run away? I pressed myself further into the wall as he came towards me. I gave you enough time to find your wolf. Everyone just accepted you because of your special mark. But now we see what it means. It doesn't mean you're special. It marks you as worthless. He started kicking me. I, Alpha Nathaniel, enslave you. You will be thrown into the dungeons and be treated in a way such a worthless being deserves. Guards! As the guards walk in and reach out to take me, the Alpha leans down to whisper to me,
We will be having fun breaking you, slave.
With that, the guards take me away. I tried to struggle, but my childish strength is nothing compared to a male werewolf. Boo-hoo! Please! Please, somebody! Help me! But nobody comes to my rescue. Everybody just stares at me with disgust. Then a rock hits me. I looked for the person who threw the stone and saw Gabe standing in the crowd, another stone already in his hand. Why are you doing this? He never answered my question. He just threw another stone. But the Alpha looked at him and said, Well done! It felt like my heart broke at this moment. Gabe. The guards took me to the dungeon, opened a little cell and dropped me there. They immediately started kicking me until I heard one of my bones crack. I think we can stop. We have to make sure she can serve us tomorrow, one of the guards said with an evil grin. He punched me in my face, just as the pack doctor came along. I tried to plead for help, but the doctor quickly injected me with something. She doesn't have a wolf, but the wolfsbane and silver should keep her weak. Maybe I can run a few tests on her, he said with a grin. Soon my vision started to get blurry, and then everything became black. Chapter 1. Her POV. 8 years later. I woke in my cell, shivering from the cold and aching all over. The beating the beta had given me before I fell asleep had left bruises across my body. Thankfully, none of my bones seemed to be broken. Broken bones meant I couldn't work, and if I couldn't work, the punishment only became worse. The first pale light of dawn filtered through the tiny window high above my bed. I forced myself to my feet and walked toward the door. The guard was already waiting. Slave! He barked. I was beginning to wonder if I should wake you myself. I flinched immediately. Please, please don't. Without another word, I hurried toward the kitchen, keeping my head down and making myself as invisible as possible. The Alpha's warning echoed endlessly inside my mind. You are not to be seen. You are to exist as though you aren't there. Tomorrow was especially important. The Alpha of the Shadow Wolf Pack, one of the strongest alphas in the region, would be arriving to discuss a possible alliance. The entire pack house had to be spotless. If it wasn't, there would be another punishment. The thought pulled me into memories I wished I could forget. _flashback. I stood inside my cell, exhausted after another failed escape attempt. For one brief moment, I had actually made it outside, but the guards caught me before I could disappear into the forest. Deep down, I already knew the truth. I was never going to escape. The cell door opened. Alpha Nathaniel stepped inside wearing a satisfied smile. Well, another failed escape. His hand rested on something at his side. When I recognized the silver whip, my stomach dropped. I've been waiting for a reason to use this, he said coldly. But tonight, someone else has earned the privilege. Another figure entered. Gabe. I froze. He had been named the new beta that very evening. Alpha Nathaniel placed the whip in his hands. Teach her a lesson. The voice inside my head whispered the same words it always did. You're worthless. Don't look at them. Don't speak. Turn around, Gabe ordered. I obeyed. The first strike landed across my back. Boo-hoo! Pain exploded through my body. Count! 1. Again. 2. Again. The punishment continued until I could barely remain standing. Eventually the blows stopped. I collapsed onto the cold stone floor, trembling. For one hopeful second, I thought it was over. Then I sensed Gabe hadn't left. His voice was quiet. I found my mate tonight. For a brief moment, I thought he was happy. Instead, his tone changed. Something about the way he looked at me filled me with absolute terror. "Please," I whispered. "Please don't." My pleading meant nothing. The cell fell silent except for my cries. I squeezed my eyes shut and prayed for it to end. When it was finally over, I was left alone on the cold floor, physically injured, emotionally shattered, and wondering why the moon goddess had abandoned me. That night, something inside me broke forever. End flashback. I forced the memories away and continued cleaning. Many guards had hurt me over the years, but Gabe, he was different. That night destroyed the last pieces of hope I still carried. From then on, I stopped believing anyone would ever rescue me. I stopped believing my mate would come. Who would ever want someone as broken as me? By evening, every muscle in my body burned. After an endless day of cleaning, cooking, and enduring everyone's cruelty, I finally returned to my tiny cell. Dinner waited for me. Only one meal, thin soup. When I was younger, they had given me bread as well. Then Alpha Nathaniel decided I was too fat. Now, soup was enough. Or so he believed. I barely recognized the girl staring back whenever I caught my reflection. The doctor's endless experiments had stolen more than my strength. They had stolen my memories. I remembered almost nothing about my life before becoming a prisoner. Sometimes, I couldn't even remember my own name. I curled beneath the thin blanket and closed my eyes. Happy birthday to me. The next morning, my eyes flew open. Sunlight. Too much sunlight. Oh no, I had overslept. The visiting delegation from the Shadow Wolf Pack would arrive soon. I rushed from my cell. The hallway was strangely quiet. Where was the guard? No time to think. I hurried into the kitchen and immediately began washing the mountain of dishes, working as quickly and as silently as I could. My hands shook. If someone found me, the kitchen door suddenly burst open. A powerful scent filled the room. Heavy footsteps echoed across the floor. I looked up. The man entering was enormous, carrying an overwhelming aura of authority. For the briefest second, one thought crossed my mind. Handsome. Realizing my mistake, I immediately dropped to my knees and lowered my eyes. He stopped directly in front of me. The pressure rolling off him made it difficult to breathe. My whole body trembled. "I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me." Silence. Then, "Mine!" The single word echoed through the kitchen. My vision blurred. Everything went dark.
Chapter 2. Damon's POV. I was doing paperwork in my office when I heard someone knocking on my door. "Come in," I grumbled. The door opens and my Jackson, my beta, comes rushing in.
"Alpha! We are having some warriors fighting, and we can't get them to stop. I tried to mind link you, but you shut everybody out." "Yeah, that's true. I wanted to be left alone for a while."
My wolf shadow chuckles inside my head. "Serves you right for not finding our mate." I quickly shut him off. "It's okay, Jackson. I'm coming." As I walked out of my office, I thought about what my wolf said. I'm 21 already, and still haven't found my mate. Normally, the latest time a wolf finds his mate is when he turns 20. If that doesn't happen, then you either don't have a mate.
My wolf starts to growl, or she died before he or she met you. My wolf starts growling even louder. We will find her. She isn't dead.
I feel him fighting for control. Relax. We are going to find her, I say to my wolf, which relaxes him a bit.
Of course we will. Never will I settle with that Luna the council gave us. I want mate. That is something neither me nor my wolf like, as I am the alpha of the Shadow Wolf Pack. Yeah, I know. My wolf just had to name himself Shadow, as he has black fur, except for a white patch on his chest. One of the most powerful packs in the region, the council sent a she-wolf, Charlotte to my pack, calling her the replacement for my lost mate. She was announced as my temporary Luna, but I know the council wants me to make her permanent Luna of my pack. Although she never seems to do bad at being Luna, my friends seem to dislike her, and she always tries to bring myself to love her.
As if I would let you.
My wolf says in my head.
I continue to approach the fighting warriors. Speaking of her, where is Charlotte? She is supposed to prevent such fights from happening. She is supposed to prevent such fights from happening. She is supposed to prevent such fights from happening. I think to myself angrily.
What is going on here? I boom out in my alpha voice. Stop it! Immediately the wolves stop fighting, baring their throats to me. Good. At least they know who's alpha.
Talk!
One of the warriors steps forward.
I'm sorry, Alpha. We just were debating on who should go with you to the negotiations. He stutters. I sigh internally. Those damn negotiations. I never wanted to bond with those packs, but Charlotte pressured me, saying it would help keep the peace. Yeah, right.
I tell you something. None of you are going to the negotiations. And when I come back, you four will get extra training with me to work off that built-up energy.
The warriors quickly nod, knowing that it was a small punishment, even though they will probably have to get to the infirmary after they trained with me. But I hated giving out brutal punishments. I tried to avoid them in any way possible, but that incident remembered me of two things. Firstly, I have to go looking for Charlotte, trying to find out what the hell was more important than her Luna duties. Secondly, I have to get ready to leave for 𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕, one of the less powerful packs, but still influential in the council. They managed to stay mostly away from influence of the council and are pretty closed off, but I know they suggested Charlotte to the council. Another reason to dislike that pack. As I walked back to the pack house, I tried looking for the Charlotte scent, and I followed it to a room on the top floor. When I opened the door, I saw Charlotte with one of the Omegas, picking out dresses.
No! I won't wear that dress! Bring me something that fits my beauty!
She screams. Turning around, she notices me. Hello, Damon. I thought you were getting ready to go to 𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕, she says with a sweet voice. She steps closer to me. Do want to pick my dress for the Luna ceremony? Trying to show off her body.
My wolf voices his disgust in my head. She should call us Alpha, not Damon, and she isn't our Luna. But I simply say, try listening to the Omegas. They know what they are doing. And you know I still hope to find my mate, so there won't be a ceremony for the time being.
I think I saw something change in her eyes, but she quickly averts her gaze and turns back to the Omega, who flinches a bit. Strange. Oh, you're right, but let me wear that dress, Charlotte says, with a much calmer voice now. I turn around to leave. As I walk to my room, my wolf keeps grumbling in my head. She isn't our Luna. Humph. Picking out dresses while there is a conflict to prevent. Not our mate. I quickly shut him off again, but I feel he is getting restless. I try to calm him down. You get to run free when we go to the 𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕 this evening. After I made myself ready, I talk to my beta, who is going to be my substitute for this trip, gather my Gamma Felix and some of the warriors.
I stand in front of them and give them last orders before we start traveling. Today we are going to the 𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕 to negotiate some treaties with them. Try to stay out of trouble when we get there, and no fights.
The warriors quickly nod, while my Gamma Felix reassures me through the mind link.
We will stay out of trouble, but maybe you will find your mate there.
He grins evilly at me, knowing that what he said will rile me up.
Shut up, Felix, and concentrate! But as we change into our wolves, I can't help but think about what he said.
Maybe, my wolf, bigger than the others, quickly charges off into the direction of the 𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕. Even now he stays restless. Has the fight earlier worked you up, Shadow? I ask my wolf, while grinning to myself. I don't think so. I don't know what it is, he replies. And with that, we start to run even faster. As we get to 𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕, A group of werewolves is there to greet us. The alpha of the gray-silver pack, Alpha Nathaniel, is stepping forward. Welcome, Alpha Damon. It's an honor that you come to visit us in our pack lands. I hope we can come to an agreement in the short time that you're staying, so that both of our packs benefit.
I scoff. Yeah, right. You mean you hope your pack benefits from it? It is a pleasure to meet you, Alpha Nathaniel. I'm sorry I can only stay for 2 days, but I have important pack business waiting for me. Or rather, I want to be gone as soon as possible. But I hope that everything goes well.
As we step into the pack house, my wolf suddenly wakes inside of me. What is the matter, Shadow? I ask him. I don't know. There is a scent lingering in this room, and it catches my attention. But there are no she-wolves in this room. Are there any other wolves in this house? I ask Alpha Nathaniel. My Gamma looks curiously at me. No, nobody was allowed to enter the house for the last few days. Alpha Nathaniel replies, Where does this scent come from? It's probably not our mate. No wolf was in this house. My wolf lowers its head. I don't know. It is too faint to say anything for sure. He continues to show us our rooms on the top floor of the pack house, and me and my warriors go to our rooms. Felix mind-links me again. What was that question about? Are you afraid someone would attack us? I quickly replied, It's nothing, Felix. Don't worry. With that, I lay myself into the bed and try to get some sleep. The next day, as I wake up that morning, 2 things catch my attention. Firstly, I can hear someone downstairs washing something, but as I start to focus, a beautiful, alluring scent catches my nose. Roses and honey. My wolf immediately jumps up in my head. Mate, go to mate. She is here. He starts pacing in my head, trying to get control. I quickly rush down the stairs, and I find myself rushing towards the kitchen. Is my mate having breakfast that early? Strange.
Go to mate! My wolf screams at me. Getting control, he quickly bursts down the door to the kitchen. The first thing I see is a small figure. As she turns around, I get a short glimpse of her gray eyes and her beautiful face, before she quickly throws herself on the ground.
Why is our mate cowering? I want to look at her. I want to take her.
My wolf screams in my head. I start stepping forward to my mate, taking in her body. Why does she wear these rags? Is she poor?
She will have everything.
My wolf yells again. As I get even closer, I notice she has bruises on her arm and is shielding herself, like she waits for a punch.
Why is mate hurt? Who did this? Mine. I have to fight Shadow for dominance while looking at our mate. She seems to lose consciousness, and I catch her in my arms. Mine!
I yell out, before I notice that other wolves are approaching. Chapter 3. Demon's POV. I quickly turned around to see who was coming. Knowing that my mate was hurt, I was ready to defend her from whoever hurt her. My mate. The first one I saw was my Gamma Felix. I visibly relaxed, but my wolf urged me to protect the women in my arms.
After him came Alpha Nathaniel and his beta. I think his name was Gabe. Alpha Damon, what is the problem? He looked at the girl in my arms. Did the slave do something to offend you?
As I heard his words, I started growling. He dared to call our mate a slave. Let me out! My wolf yelled inside me.
The alpha misinterpreted my reaction. It's okay. You can deal with her, although my beta Gabe would be more than willing to do so, he said, thinking I wanted to punish her. I heard her groan behind me. She is awake. She is fine. But then I see her cowering again, baring her throat to Alpha Nathaniel and Beta Gabe. I continue growling, but that just scares her more.
My wolf whimpers in my head. Mate is afraid. Mate is scared of us. I immediately stop growling and pick her up bridal style, just as she stops moving again. As I lift her up, I notice that she doesn't weigh much. Weigh enough.
I am going to take her with me, Alpha Nathaniel.
I tell him. He just shrugs.
Although she is my property, you are allowed to take her. See it as a gift for future relationships.
As I hear that, I start to get angry again. But I don't want to scare my mate, so instead of getting angry, I just think, mine, taking her upstairs. Felix is quick to follow me, eyeing me warily. He mind-links me. Is she? I quickly respond. Mine, that's all what is in my head. It's like a mantra inside of me. The pull I feel towards the women in my arms is intense. It doesn't help that my wolf is jumping around in my head screaming the same. I walk into my room, giving Felix orders. Felix, make sure we can depart as soon as possible. But the negotiations.
I don't give a damn about these negotiations. My mate is hurt. Are you questioning me? I stare into his eyes. He quickly averts his eyes, but he starts laughing. Haha, I told you I can foresee things.
And with that, he leaves me and my mate alone. Mark her.
Mark her! My wolf chants in my head. But I know I can't do that now. Not when she is hurt. Feeling the need to release some energy, I quickly lay her in my bed, make sure that she is comfortable, and dash off into the woods. As I feel back in control, I make my way back to my mate. Gamma Felix informs me that we can start heading to my pack in about 1 hour. Our warriors will have packed everything up. If it's okay, I will inform the Alpha of our departure while you take care of your mate. Yeah, that's okay. I can't wait to see my mate again.
I open the door to my room to see someone rushing into the bathroom. I immediately hurry over, but my mate already locked the door. Doesn't she feel the mate bond like me? That thought crushes me and my wolf. Go ahead and find that out. I start knocking on the door.
Her POV. I woke up in an unfamiliar room. That isn't my cell. I quickly looked around, but nobody was with me. Is he still waiting to punish me? But why am I not chained up? But my thoughts get interrupted as I take in the scent of the room. Good? What is happening? I can't help getting calmer as I sit there and breath in and out. Who does this scent belong to? It smells like chocolate and pine trees? I thought back to earlier today. That werewolf had the same scent. I shudder. Why am I in a bedroom? Does he want to do the same as Gabe? But something inside me tells me that this is not the case, which confuses me even more. Just as I try to check out the room, I hear the door opening. Oh no! I have to hide! I'm not in my cell! I quickly dash into the next door, which seems to be a bathroom. I turn around, locking the door, before I search for a way to escape my punishment. I see a window, and immediately open it. As I look down, I see the room is at the top of the pack house. Oh no! That means that werewolf was someone of the Shadow Wolf pack. I quickly turn away from the window when I hear someone knocking on the door. Why is he knocking? Is he trying to trick me? I just curl up on the floor, the adrenaline wearing off and feeling the pain of my injuries. But the person on the other side of the door does not go away. I still feel his presence behind the door. I think about my situation. Either I open the door and hope for a small punishment, or he just crashes the door open and punishes me. After a small time thinking, I quickly turn the lock on the door and hurry back to my position on the other side of the room. When the door opens, I see the man who caught me in the kitchen. When I feel his aura, there is no doubt that he is another alpha. I whimper. The man slowly comes towards me. Hey, please, don't be afraid of me. I just want to help you. Even his voice calms me. I look up to him, careful not to look him in the eyes. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. The man looks down on me. I would never hurt you. Please, just look at me. I fight myself, but I can't help but look him in the eyes. Beautiful green eyes, just like a forest. But as I look at him, his eyes darken, and I hear him growling. His wolf must be angry at me. I quickly look away, but his hand holds my chin, forcing me to look at him. Who hurt you? Mine! Oh no! That's why I can smell his scent. Now I will be rejected. Just thinking about it makes me huddle even more. But the wolf just looks at me as he is waiting for an answer. I simply shake my head. Just go ahead and reject me, Alpha, I whisper. His eyes turn green again, and he is looking at me in surprise. Why would I reject you? With those words, something inside me breaks open. Boo-hoo! I start crying and sobbing, and soon 2 arms surround me. Is he hugging me? Feels good. I still flinch and try to get away, but the man just holds me tight, so I continue to cry until I fall asleep in his arms.
Chapter 4. Damon's POV. After I stopped knocking, I heard someone moving in the bathroom, but the door wasn't opened. What is my mate doing in there? But I just stood there, knowing that there is no other way out of the bathroom. Just as I was about to smash the door open in order to see if something is wrong with her, I hear a small click and someone moving in the bathroom again. I open the door and slowly make my way into the bathroom. The first thing I see is my beautiful mate, huddling on the other side of the bathroom. As I start to move towards her, she starts to whimper. Oh no, she is afraid of me. Try to calm her down, you dumb human, my wolf reminds me. Hey, please, don't be afraid of me. I just want to help you, I say, trying to soothe her. She stops whimpering, but she still looks down to the floor.
It kills me not seeing her beautiful blue eyes. She seems to think I would hurt her.
Never! My wolf barks. I talk to her again.
I would never hurt you. Please, just look at me. She tries to keep her head low, but her gaze slowly reaches my eyes. It seems the mate bond affects her too. I sigh internally. I look into her beautiful gray eyes, seeing that she cried.
That angers my wolf, and he gets restless inside me again. Who made our mate cry? I'm going to rip him to shreds. He pushes me back a bit and starts growling out of anger. Stop it! You are scaring her.
She starts to move away again, but my wolf gently grabs her chin.
Who hurt you? Mine!
I see it in her eyes that she realizes what my wolf meant, and she starts cowering again. But what she says then breaks shadows and my heart.
Just go ahead and reject me, Alpha.
My wolf gives me back control, and I stare at her in surprise. Why would I reject you? Just as these words leave my mouth, tears start to well up in her eyes, and she starts sobbing. Not knowing what to do, I quickly put my arms around her. She tries to struggle, but in the end, she relaxes in my arms and cries until she sleeps.
I pick her up and mind-link my Gamma Felix. We are going now. But I haven't explained the situation to the Alpha yet.
My Gamma replies, sounding confused.
My mate is hurt and scared. I yell at him through the mind link, and I have a suspicion who is responsible for that. We are leaving. Now!
Me and my warriors quickly pack our things. I change into my wolf, and Felix helps me and puts my mate on my back, even though my wolf doesn't like him touching her.
He waves me goodbye. I will find an excuse for our sudden departure. Go ahead and go home, old friend. As I turned around and darted off into the direction of my pack, I couldn't help to thank the moon goddess for my Gamma.
He is okay, but he should leave his hand of our mate, and his eyes, and the rest of his body too, my wolf grumbles. I can't help but chuckle at his possessiveness. I can only agree. As I arrive at my pack, I notice the pack members staring at me, and the women on my back, surprised by my early return.
The journey back didn't even take an hour, both because I'm an alpha and because I hurried because of mate. But I don't stop to greet them. I hurry off to the infirmary, hoping that the pack doctor could help my mate. As I burst through the door, I see my beta Jackson standing next to one of the hospital beds. I quickly change into my human form. Hello, Damon. What's it with the early return? Was Gray Silver so unbearable that you chose me as the lesser evil?
He jokes. Then his eyes turn serious.
It's good you are back. We had some troubles with rogues who tried to cross our borders, and some of our warriors were hurt.
I stepped up to him. Thanks for informing me, Jackson, but I will have to deal with that later. Where is the pack doctor? Down the hallway in his office. Why? And who is that beautiful girl in your arms?
Mine!
I growl, and Jackson quickly retracts his hand.
Wow, Damon, I won't hurt her. So, she's our new Luna? What's her name? As he says that, I search my mind for a time where her name was mentioned, but I don't think I heard her name before. Well, that's awkward.
Yes, but honestly, I don't know yet. She is hurt. With that, my wolf takes over again, quickly hurrying to the pack doctor, ignoring the stunned Jackson. As I come towards our pack doctor's office, James opens the door. Well, hello, Alpha. What can I help you with? My wolf replies.
Please, help, mate. Fix her.
James, surprised having the Alpha beg him to do something, quickly takes the woman out of my arms and puts her in one of the beds. He does a quick examination. As I see, she has a lot of bruising, but I will have to make a more thorough examination before I begin healing her. Could you please wait outside? No, she is my mate. I just can't.
The pack doctor's eyes go wide. Okay, but I will have to touch her in order to examine her, and I will have to... He looks a bit nervous now. I will need to complete a proper medical examination. As he says that, my wolf starts growling again, but I quickly shut him up.
It's okay. Just help her. I will go out for that time, but call me if anything's wrong.
I glance one last time at my mate before I start walking out of the infirmary.
Why are you leaving her? Go back,
my wolf complains.
I don't want her to think the worst of us. And if we look at her while she is undressed and unconscious, then that won't help.
As much as it pains me, I go out and wait for the pack doctor to finish his examination. But after a short amount of time, I heard my mate screaming from inside the infirmary. So I rush back to her room and break the door open. What I see makes me freeze in the doorway.
Chapter 5. Her POV. As I slowly regained consciousness, I heard two men talking before one man left the room. Then I sunk back into the darkness. When I woke up, a man in a white came closer to my bed. No, not the pack doctor again. I tried to move, but I was too weak to do anything. The pack doctor must have seen my fear, because he suddenly stopped moving. Why did he stop? That's when I started to notice that the pack doctor looked different. He reminds me of the gray-silver pack doctor, but his facial expressions are softer. There is no sign of cruelty in contrast to his alter ego. He opened his mouth. Hello, I'm 𝑷𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕, the pack doctor. I would like to examine you and make sure that you feel less pain. Is that okay? I nod at him, still wary of his intentions. Is this a test? Maybe my mate wants me punished. As the pack doctor eyes me, he starts mumbling. What happened to you? He turns around with a syringe in his hand. My mind goes blank. I will give you an injection. I quickly dash off the hospital bed and grab a scalpel of the desk next to my bed. I run into a corner, feeling the weakness in my legs. I sit down there, looking at the pack doctor, who is looking surprised.
Stay away!
I start to sob loudly, holding the scalpel out in front of me.
Boo-hoo! Leave me!
The pack doctor starts to move towards me, and I know I can't win against him, so I quickly hold the scalpel to my throat. That's when the door busts open, and my mate is standing there. Leave me, please. My mate just holds up his hands and comes towards me. As he comes closer, his scent hits me and makes me calmer. He opens his mouth. Hey, my little mate. Just lower the scalpel, okay? Everything is fine. You are safe. He quickly glances towards the pack doctor, his eyes losing focus. Why don't you want injections? Are you afraid of needles? He looks startled. I eye him nervously, something in me wanting to answer him. Silver and Wolfsbane hurt. He looks confused. What is that to do? He seems to realize something, and his eyes get darker again. I flinch back and hold the scalpel in front of me once more. As he sees my distress, he calms himself again. Mate, The doctor just wants to make sure everything is fine with you. No injections. If you are uncomfortable, just say so. Please, I don't like you being hurt. As he continues to stare at me, I feel calmer and calmer before I lay the scalpel back on the ground and walk towards the bed. My mate starts to talk again. I will go outside now, but be assured I will protect you. He leaves the room, leaving me alone with the pack doctor called James. He checks me and my bruises, and even makes some x-rays. I only refused him to look at my back, saying that it is fine. He seems to doubt me, but just continues. As he continues the examination, I tense up. Is it okay if I examine you there too? He asks calmly. I reply quickly, just how my alpha taught me. Please don't, as I am not hurt there. The pack doctor stares at me. I know you are lying, miss. Please, I can't help you if you do not answer me truthfully. I would also like to know your name, as I hate to call you miss. I look at him again, not knowing what to say. I am Slave. He is surprised, but not satisfied. No, I don't want your status. I want to know your name. Now it is time for me to be confused. I am sorry, but that is my name, as I am a slave and thus unworthy of a name. I think I saw him being sad for a moment, before he asks his first question again. And did anyone hurt you anywhere else? What happened? I look away, sensing a flashback to my times with Gabe. I whisper to the pack doctor what I was taught. I am a slave. It is my duty to serve and be obedient. My only task is to give my masters whatever they demanded of me. He seems to notice something is wrong as I repeat those sentences I was taught well by the Alpha and Gabe. It is okay, miss. You can stop. It is fine. I regain focus again, and the pack doctor sighs. Okay, miss. You can rest up now. If something pains you too much or anything else, just call me. With that, he left the room, letting me rest on the bed. I still didn't know what to do, so I sink back into the bed and try to forget again.
Demons POV.
After stopping my mate from harming herself, I step back outside into the night again to get some fresh air. My wolf seems to be constantly on edge when it comes to my mate.
Wolfsbane in silver! That must be why she a dormant wolf. Wolfsbane stops her from shifting. But silver, it's just to harm her. My mate! Normally I would get annoyed of Shadow, but on this topic, I completely agree with him. The Wolfsbane should go away in a few days, but the silver will linger for a bit longer. Then our mate gets her wolf back.
I sigh again. What happened to her that she would harm herself? My thoughts get interrupted when Charlotte comes towards me, wearing an elegant dress. As she walks up to me, Shadow's anger is now on her. She should get away. She is nothing. Our mate. I greet her back politely. Hello, Charlotte. Why are you up that late? I wanted to meet you, going on a date together. My wolf seems disgusted by that idea, but I know I can't reveal that I have a mate, or Charlotte would hurt her. As she has the council's backing, they wouldn't step in.
We will protect her, and we will make her our Luna! Stupid human! Yeah, I know, Shadow, but I will not tell Charlotte anything. I don't want her to hurt her.
I'm sorry, Charlotte, but somebody was injured, and I promised to stay nearby. And you know I am waiting for my mate. Charlotte starts to pout, but James saves me. Alpha, could you come in, so that we can discuss something? I quickly agree, and hurry into the infirmary again, hoping the doctor has more details about my mate. I wonder what her name is. Whatever her name is, it is beautiful, my wolf says in my head. As we sit down in his office, I see that James makes a serious face, untypical for the normally very joyful doctor. What is it, James? How can I help my mate? Did she say her name? He just sighs, folding his hands and looking at me with sad eyes.
Physically, she is not in a good state. She is malnourished, bruises all over her body and signs of previous fractures who weren't tended to. I have to say to you that your mate has been abused, and for a long time. Shadow starts growling again in my head, pacing around. But what concerns me more is the mental health of your mate. She seems to be very anxious, almost doesn't speak, and has problems with panic attacks. They seem to be a result of her ongoing abuse.
He sighs again.
I am sorry to inform you that your mate has, in an attempt to cope with the abuse, lost every self-esteem. He seems to get agitated, which confuses me. Her masters deemed her a slave, and they have imprinted that into her mind.
He tries to calm himself down again.
All I do is try to control Shadow, so that he doesn't go to 𝑷𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕 and kills Alpha Nathaniel. If I would do that, all of the alphas in the council would declare war on our pack, and we couldn't fend them off. But as unresponsible as that would be, me and Shadow still consider the option.
I notice that Felix and Jackson enter the office. They mind link with James, and after a while they pull me down to the dungeons. What is that about? I yell at James, trying to understand. He looks me in the eyes. I have to tell you something, and I think you will be gracious if we contain you for a while. They struggle to get me in a silver cell, because Shadow is trying to get out and show them who is Alpha. When they lock the door, Felix just grins, but I see sadness in his eyes. Never thought I would see you in one of those. The pack doctor grabs my attention.
I will just get it over with. First thing, it seems your mate has no name, at least not one she can remember. She said her name was Slave. He squirms a few times, afraid of something.
And she says one of her duties was to serve her masters not only by serving them and being a punching bag, but also to run tests on wolfsbane and silver. It also appears that she was forced to submit to them.
He looks at me, but I just can't comprehend what he means. He struggles again, but he continues on, in the worst way imaginable.
And with that, I cannot control my wolf anymore, and I lose myself in my anger. My wolf trashes around in the cell, trying to get out. The impulse to hurt, to kill someone immensely high. But then, Felix and Jackson calm me down, saying just one sentence.
Damon, or Shadow, please calm down. You have a woman to care for.
As they say that, my anger turns almost entirely to a sense of protectiveness. Mine. My mate. We have to protect her. We have to fix her. We love her. I scream trough the mind link to Felix and Jackson. They quickly cower away. Yes, she is yours. Only yours. But you have to care for her, and you can't help her if you are here. We will bring you to her, but you have to be calm. For her, please. My wolf retracts himself into his mind, thinking about our mate.
We will give her love. We will give her a home, and we will give her a name. She is our Luna.
I lean against the silver bars, ignoring the pain. I motion my beta and gamma to take me to my mate, and when being in her room, I can smell her scent, calming me even further.
I will stay here and protect her, Jackson. You will have to step in for me while I care for her.
Jackson pulls his head back and groans of annoyance. Damon, it was bad enough to do this for 2 days. I always wonder how you can cope with the work, and especially Charlotte. I growl as he mentions her. Jackson then tries to move towards the bed. She is very beautiful. I would take her as my mate. My wolf takes over for a second.
Mine! Jackson quickly holds his hands in surrender. Hey, it's okay. Charlotte won't be your Luna. Your mate is. I shake my head, trying to calm myself. I don't have the nerves for your jokes right now. Neither from you nor Felix. Just leave me for a bit. They go out of the room, assuring me they will take care of everything.
I look into the direction of my angel, my princess, my mate, waiting for her to open her eyes again.
Chapter 6. Her POV. I woke up again, feeling better than I have in a long time. My body still hurt, a lot, but somehow I felt more energized and simply better. I opened my eyes again, only to realize that I'm still in the infirmary. Why haven't they put me in the dungeons yet? I tried to sit up and whimpered in pain, but I continued trying to get into a sitting position. After excruciating long minutes, I sat on the bed, looking around. That's when I saw him again. My mate. He was sitting in a chair next to my bed, sleeping, with his head on his chest. But as I sat there and stared at him, something inside of me felt warm and safe. I quickly shook my head. Having hope is dangerous. Seeing him here, sleeping in that chair, made me think. Either he wants to keep me as his slave and watches over me so I don't flee, or he wants me to serve some other purpose. That must be it. Do not have hope. While I thought about other reasons he could keep me here, he moved in his chair, opening his green eyes. He looks at me surprised, before he stands up out of the chair. Good morning, my mate. I simply nod at him, but even that movement hurt. Are you okay? My mate quickly rushes to my sight. Does anything hurt? Can I help you? He looks at me with his beautiful green eyes and waits for my answer. I'm okay, master. You don't have to worry. I will fulfill my duties. Where would you like me to work?
The eyes of my mate get darker for a bit, before he growls a little. I quickly look down, afraid of having said something wrong. But his eyes quickly get green again, and he looks down at me with a forced smile. Please, call me Damon, little mate. I nod my head. And you don't have to work anything. Please, just rest and get better. You don't even know how it hurts me to see you in this hospital bed. He hesitates a bit. Can I touch you? It would calm my wolf, and he is always on edge seeing you hurt. I eye him warily, looking for malicious intent. When I don't find any, I quickly nod, surprisingly wanting to touch him too. Thank you, my angel. He touches my arm, rubbing gently. His body seems to relax, and I feel pleasurable sparks on my arm, calming me down even more. Is that what it feels like to have a mate? Then my eyes wander off towards his body, and I see that he is well trained. When I look up again into his face, my gaze gets stuck on his lips. Something inside of me changes, wanting me to touch his lips. What is wrong with me? Although he didn't hurt me yet, I try to lift my arm, laying my right hand on his cheek. His eyes light up at that gesture, and he starts to purr. As I hear this sound, my mind wanders back to whenever Gabe came into my cell, purring at me. But then I feel a hand on my cheek and my mate looking at me with worried eyes. My angel! What is it? What did I do wrong?
Just now I realized that I started crying.
Please, what did I do wrong?
Did I push you too much? I shake my head again, not wanting to talk about it. Okay, I won't pressure you, but please stop crying. I want to make you happy, my mate exclaims. When I calmed down again, the pack doctor came into the room, checking me again, and talking with my mate. Damon. My heart speeds up when I think his name. He turns around, looking in my eyes. Strangely enough, I somehow feel safe here. Will he not make me his slave? A little doubt is left in me, but the rest of my body wants to give in to the hope of being free again. The pack doctor says that it would be better to get you into the pack house. I think it would be better if you, he looks down, get an extra room, because I don't think you are ready to sleep in my room. I look up at him, and seeing the adoration in his eyes, I feel my body wanting to touch his. Strange. I quickly hold his hand in mine, and with a confidence I didn't know I had, I pulled him towards me. I'm sure my mate could have resisted, but he complied, sitting down next to my bed. What is it, little one? I try to find the courage I had only seconds ago, trying to talk to him. Tea! Thank you, Damon. I will try to not disappoint you. He looks at me for a little while, before he wraps his arms around me. Is that what a hug feels like? It makes me feel calm and loved. I return the hug, ignoring the impulses of my body to get away, overwhelmed by his scent and the feelings and sparks he makes me feel. You will never disappoint me, little one. You will be my Luna, and you will be loved. The strange feeling inside me increases, and I let out a sigh. He picks me up, starting to take me to the pack house. I see a lot of pack members eyeing us, but I simply press my head into the chest of my mate. Damon starts to growl, but somehow I know that this growl is not directed towards me. But I have to ask Damon a question that is weighing on me. Did Damon? He looks down on me, not stopping to walk towards the pack house. What is it, little angel? I try to look away from his face. You know you can reject me? Why would you make me your Luna? There are other she-wolves in this pack. Why? Damon quickly silenced me with his finger.
Don't you say anything like that. You are my mate, the gift of the moon goddess. I didn't want anyone except my mate for my Luna, and I never will.
He looks at me with his eyes again, and I see he is speaking the truth. I never had feelings for any she-wolf, and no one will get into my room except my future Luna. That is something I promise you. He presses his nose into my neck, taking in my scent. And someday, when you trust me enough, we will mate. I promise you I will try to behave myself, even though Shadow is screaming at me to mark you. His eyes get darker, and he lifts his head and looks around. No one is allowed to look at my mate. He looks down at me again. You are mine. I quickly nod, and his eyes get that beautiful green back. I am sorry, little one. Shadow is very protective of you already. Without me noticing, we have arrived at the pack house, and Damon carried me up the stairs to the 3rd floor. Here are the guest rooms and my office. My actual room is 1 floor above. I look at him, not comprehending what he means with his actual room. What do you mean by your actual room? He simply chuckles. I said I would sleep there only with my Luna, and I will keep that promise. Only when you are ready to be my mate, I will be sleeping up there. For now, we will both sleep on this floor. He opens a door and shows me a magnificent room, something I haven't seen in a long time. I won't be going to a cell? He quickly shook his head, his eyes getting darker again. You will never sleep in a cell again, my love. As I said to you, you will be loved and worshipped just like you deserve. A quick thought goes trough my head. But what do I deserve? I am nothing. Damon's eyes lose focus for a moment, before he quickly steps into the room, laying me down on the bed. I will leave you to rest again. Feel free to call me whenever you want anything. And, he looks out of a window, if it would be okay for you, my sister insisted to meet you. You will need proper clothes, and it would make her very happy to go shopping with you. He looks at me, eyeing my response. Even though I'm still afraid of other people, the fact that Damon is asking me calms me down a lot. It's okay, but you don't have to buy me anything. He simply smiles, going to the door. I will warn you, my sister is very energetic. Just tell me if you're uncomfortable or anything, and I will come to why. I nod at him before he leaves the room. My room. I look around and strangely, I feel at home. Chapter 7. Her POV. The next time I woke up, I was confused on where I was. But then I remembered what happened the last day, and I calmed down again. In urgent need of a bathroom, I quickly change into a top and some jeans, which were in the closet as I opened it, and walked out into the hallway in order to explore a bit. While still feeling all my injuries, I realized that they hurt far less than what I am used to. Whatever the doctor gave me must be working. After I walked for a few minutes not finding what I wanted, I stumble across a door with the sign, Alpha's office on it. Unsure if I would be interrupting something, I gently knock on the door, waiting for a response. After a few moments, my, apparently mate, opens the door, looking down on me. Sorry if I interrupted you. He quickly shakes his head and starts looking at me with his gorgeous eyes, signaling me with his hand to come inside. You have not interrupted anything. Just come in and we can talk about what you want. I lower my gaze and quickly hurry inside the office. When I'm inside of his office, my gaze wanders around, taking everything in. After a little while, Damon clears his throat. "What did you want, little angel? What can I do for you?" He looks at me with an emotion in his eyes I can't really place. I didn't know my way around here, so I looked for someone to show me around. Damon starts to smile broadly. Why did that question make him happy? He quickly stands up from his chair, opens the door, and motions me to follow him. "I would gladly show you around, my angel. What would you like to see first?" I quickly follow him out of the door, thinking about this question, but then my need for a bathroom came up inside me again. I would like to go to a bathroom, please." Damon looks surprised. "I didn't show you anything, have I?" He mumbles something which I can't understand, and then continues to go to my room, showing me a door which I hadn't seen earlier. "You have a bathroom in your room, because I thought you may not want to meet other people yet." That's why he was happy that I wanted to explore. "Oh, Damon, as a slave I cannot—" He quickly interrupts me, his eyes darkening.
You are no slave, little angel. You are precious.
He gathers himself for a bit.
I know you were abused for so long, but please, give me a chance to prove you that what you think of yourself is wrong. You are my mate, my Luna. You are no slave.
Something inside me awakens at those words, and I don't know how to react to that. I feel hope. I lower my gaze. But he hasn't hit me like Alpha Nathaniel, and he seems so nice. I am still afraid. I look into his eyes, something my body has learned to fear. But I want to be the best mate I can for you. That is something I realized in that moment. But I am so afraid. I just can't repeat my mistakes. I think... Damon interrupts me again. First off all, I said to you that I will wait for you. Maybe only time will conquer your fears. Like I promised, if you feel ready to be with me, just come to my room at the end of the hallway, and I swear to you, you will be the first and last girl to enter that room. I love you already, little angel, and I will wait for you to do so too.
I have to fight back my tears that are about to spill from my eyes. Damon seems distressed. What is wrong? Did I say something wrong? This time it is my time to interrupt him. That is something I would never have done at Grey Silver, but seeing him distressed is unbearable. It must be the mate bond. Boo-hoo! No, it's okay, it's just...
I swallow. Nobody has loved me for a long time, and you don't know how hopeful I am. I see happiness well up in his beautiful green eyes. I will try, okay? But I still don't know what you see in me. Damon grabs the hand on his cheek and kisses it. Thank you, my angel, for this chance. His eyes lose focus again. My sister is here to take you shopping. Is it okay for her to come here? Before I can answer, a girl comes rushing into the room, coming toward me. I take a step back, but after a moment, I find myself in a bone-crushing hug.
Ah! I can't believe it. My grumpy brother found a mate. Hello! I am Lily. We will be best friends from now on.
She lets go of me.
You're a bit thin. Did you not feed her, Damon?
Damon eyes darken again. I don't care. We will go eating at the mall. What do you like? Are you ready to go? I will wait outside at our car. And with that, she just leaves. What the hell was that? I look at Damon, still in a daze. What? He just smiles at me. That is my sister for you. She was away for a bit, but I still love her, and I knew she would hate me if I would hide my mate. He looks me in the eyes again. Could I follow you today? My wolf is anxious to leave you. Somehow, this statement calms me. Oh, okay. He wants me to be safe. That is so sweet. But please stay a bit away. I will have to change and... He looks away with red cheeks. understanding what I mean.
Yeah, that's okay. You will not notice me, okay?
With that, I make myself ready to leave and hop into the car with Lily. Over the course of the drive, she always talks about Damon and her, and that she was out, searching for her mate. When we arrive at the shopping mall, she immediately pulls me around, dragging me into shops. She seems to be determined to give me everything a woman needs, and wants to spend amounts of money that I'm just uncomfortable with. She starts dragging me towards the changing rooms, and locks us two into a stall. Here, you can try this on. She pulls out some kind of underwear, way too daring for my taste. I would like not to. Come on, you have to try things on. You have to undress for me. Come on, I just want you to undress. We are just girls, and I am sure you will like what I docked. Trust me. But my brain stopped when she said undress. I start getting images from when Gabe said these words to me, and I start shivering. Suddenly, someone bangs on the door.
Lily, let me in! Damon!
Lily unlocks the door. What? But Damon's rushes towards me, embracing me. Shh, it's okay, little angel. Calm down. Everything is fine. I feel the memories vanishing, and I stop shivering, looking at him. That's good, little one. I know you don't want to undress, but would it be okay if you were alone? I quickly nod, and he looks at Lily.
Out! Now! He drags her out of the stall, and I am alone now.
He would defend me. That means it's safe here. With that thought, I change into the different clothes, and even pick some daring items, before going out of the stall. Lily looks at me with a sad smile on her face. Are you done? Then let's pay. As we go to pay for my clothes, the cashier asks for $1,000. What? Lily, that's too expensive. Nonsense. That is nothing to us. Just let Damon pay for it, okay? She hands the cashier a card and we leave the store with a lot of bags. As we drive back to the pack, Lily seems to be unnormally quiet, and I catch her looking at me from time to time. When Lily and I are packing the clothes into my closet, the silence becomes too much. Did I anger you? Lily seems taken aback, looking at me with surprise in her eyes.
Of course not!
She swallows. Damon told me what happened to you, and I'm sorry to have pressured you like that. Also, I am angry, but not at you. I knew Gray Silver was a despicable pack, but now I hate it with all my heart. Please know that nothing will happen to you as long as you are here. As she says that, I feel a wave of relief and push myself to hug her. Lily quiets down and returns the hug. After that, we chat for a while, and as night approaches, she promises me to meet me tomorrow. I lay down in my bed and think about the day. 2 people seem to care for me. Maybe it can be different here. What Damon is doing now, with that thought, which makes me blush thinking about him, made my cheeks grow warm. I close my eyes and drift off into my dreams.
Chapter 8. Damon's POV. As I open my eyes to see the sun rising in the distance, I am still having images of yesterday before me. My mate, cowering in the corner of a changing room, shivering all over. The look in her eyes, or rather the lack of anything in them, felt like a punch to the gut. But at least you calmed her down, and thanks to the moon goddess that you didn't mess up. Shadow grumbles a bit, then lays down in my head to nap for a while. Well, at least someone isn't giving me a headache today. But my thoughts are still focused around one thing, my mate. I feel the mating bond every day, but I don't mind. Not when my mate is such a beautiful person, inside and out. My wolf nearly took over thinking about her in a changing room, so close to us. I just have to make her see that I love her, and that no one hates her. I quickly change myself and go into the bathroom for a shower. But then my wolf plops up in my head again, smiling teasingly. What is he up to? All of a sudden, I feel Shadow's teasing amusement fill my mind. Images of my mate flashing unbidden, her closeness in the changing room, the thought of her undressing. My focus scatters entirely, and by the time I come back to myself, I'm left breathless and more than a little embarrassed. The water running cold around me. Holy hell, that was intense. I never knew what I had pent up. That's what I thought, stupid human. I just don't want you to lose control. He stops for a bit. And also, whatever you feel, I feel too, so I gained from it as well. He retreats in my mind again, me still catching my breath. My stupid, needy wolf. But I haven't felt anything like that in longer than I can remember. I drowned in work. I just didn't have the need to think about anyone this way. But from now on, it seems I'll be thinking about her a lot more often. I quickly dry myself off, change into my work clothes, and go to my office, wanting to work as fast as possible so that I can spend more time with my mate.
Maybe some of my thoughts will get reality? Shadow interrupts.
I squirm in my chair, trying to compose myself.
Thank you, pervert. Now I have to work with that.
Shadow quickly silences his thoughts with a chuckle, the need to be at his mate's side overpowering everything else.
I mind link my omegas to prepare something for later and telling my warriors to stop Charlotte from coming near, before grabbing a pile of paper in front of me. So, let's get working.
Her POV. After one night of sleep without any nightmares, I wake up in my room, feeling rested for the first time in my life. But as I stood up from my bed, I remember the dream I had last night. I was sitting in the middle of a meadow, looking over the river into the woods beyond. Somehow I feel watched, but I am not afraid of that. I look down at the river, wondering about its color. The normal color would be blue, but this broad river was shining silver. When I look up again, I see a wolf standing in the distance, too far away to make out any details. It seems to walk on the other edge of the river, but not coming trough it, somehow. I am not happy of that, but feel sad. I stand up, trying to get closer to the wolf, but I cannot cross the river. The wolf lets out a howl. That was the moment I woke me up. I couldn't do anything but wonder if that dream had any meaning. It felt so realistic. But it's also just a dream. I get distracted from my thoughts as I hear a knock on my door. After I quickly made myself ready, I opened my door, seeing Lily on the other side. She comes inside my room, hugging me. "Hey, sleepyhead! It is almost noon." She lets go of me, and I smile at her. "Sorry, it just felt good to sleep trough a night." Lily's smile slims a bit, but she pulls me out of my room. "Damon suggested I should give you a tour of our pack. What do you say? It doesn't look like I have a choice." I giggle, but I would like to know where I am. It would feel uncomfortable if I stayed in my room all the time. Lily starts jumping out of happiness, and I already forgive her the events of yesterday. She is just so cute, but I think she would not like it if I said that to her. But I wonder why Damon isn't showing me around. I shake my head. Where did that thought come from? I'm not worthy to expect such treatment. Shaking my head again, trying to get rid of those negative thoughts, I follow Lily, who already darted ahead. She starts to show me around, going around the pack. We come by the barracks, the orphanage, the pack school, and the training grounds. Here we train our warriors, but they are not training today. Unlucky, I would have liked to see the men training. I blushed a bit, thinking about Damon training there. Lily didn't notice it, though, and led me back to the pack house. She showed me the kitchen and the lower levels, meeting some people on the way. As we come into the kitchen, the cooks quickly sit me down on a table and hand me a plate with food. "Who are you? And why are you so slim? You have to eat." I realize how hungry I am, but I hesitantly pick up my fork. The training Gray Silver gave me is still in my head, screaming at me. "Stop wasting resources on you. You do not deserve to eat." Lily distracts the cooks, telling them that they had found me and took me in as a guest before becoming a pack member. The cook seemed to believe her story, not knowing that I was their alpha's mate. No kidding. I myself don't believe he wants me. We quickly excuse ourselves, going up the staircase to new floors of the pack house. One set of stairs before we reach through floor of my room, a she-wolf comes out of another room, another female following her around. She sees us and quickly comes towards us. "Hello, Lily. I didn't know you would be back. What are you doing?" She looks at me. "Why do you bring her to the alpha? Is she going to be punished? No wolf is supposed to be up there." I look at Lily, who doesn't seem to be happy about our encounter. "Hello, Charlotte. Something came up, and I had to come back. As for your other question, she is someone we found. She is currently our guest. I take her to the alpha because he requested to see her. It's strange. She doesn't mention I have a room up there." "Just who is that, Charlotte?" I begin looking at her more closely, and all I have in mind is, she is perfect. She is slender but still muscular, and almost a head bigger than me. Her blonde curly hair and her face, her body and her aura, everything seems perfect. But the longer I look at her, that impression vanishes, and she seems more and more like, for the lack of a better word, a slut. Her clothes are tight on her body and are very revealing. The makeup on her face is just a little too much, and the high heels she is wearing aren't comfortable. That's for sure. But my thoughts get interrupted when Lily pokes my side with her elbow. "It was nice talking to you, Charlotte, but I really have to take her to the alpha." Charlotte just scoffs. "Can I have a word with her? I would like to get to know her more." Lily reluctantly agrees, because it would be impolite if she refuses.
Charlotte drags me into the room she came out of. "Listen here, you little thing. I am the future Luna of this pack, so don't get your hopes up. The alpha is mine. If I were in charge, I wouldn't have let you on pack grounds.
So don't get too comfortable here." Her long nails scratch my arm. "Do you understand?" I quickly nod, shivering on my whole body. Charlotte motions me to leave, and I walk to Lily, trying to hide my shivers. Is Damon really making her Luna? Why didn't he talk to me about that? Or tell me about her? I pause for a bit. He said he wants me, but does he really love me? I mean, who could love me? Lily seems that I am uncomfortable, but doesn't ask about it, the memory of yesterday still in mind. As we reach the alpha's office, Lily knocks on the door, and I hear his voice. "Come in. I want to see my little one." And with that, I am somehow calm again, and I walk trough the door. Chapter 9. Her POV. As I walk into his office, Lily excuses herself and closes the door. Damon stands up from his desk, staring at me intently. What did I do wrong? He walks over to me and gives me an almost bone-crushing hug. Damon? I feel pain where Charlotte had her grip, and Damon seems to notice. "Where are you hurt? What happened? Was I too strong?" I shook my head and quickly returned the hug he gave me. It's okay. It is nothing." Damon's gaze wanders over my body and stops on my injured arm. His eyes get darker again, and I hear a small growl form in his throat. "Please, little one, show me your injury. Me and my wolf can't stand it if you are injured. It hurts us too much." He pauses a little, taking me in his arms. "I promised you that you wouldn't be hurt again." Something inside me pushes me to show him my arm, so I free myself from his embrace and hold up my arm. I had a conversation with a she-wolf called Charlotte. She told me some things. Damon's eyes get darker again when he sees the blood on my arm, and he seems to be mind-linking someone. When his eyes clear up again, he kisses my arm slightly. "We will discuss later whatever Charlotte has told you, but let me take you to the infirmary." "But Damon, you have work to do. And it seems you are Charlotte's anyway. Why do you care about me so much?" "Maybe Charlotte isn't right." He quickly shakes his head, binding his shirt around my injury and taking me up in his arms. "You are more important than work, my angel. As he walks with me, I can't help but admire the view. His body is just beautiful. His abs, his chest, his chiseled chin, just everything about him is perfect. Compared to him, I am a nobody. I am completely entranced by his body, but I also notice that some of the she-wolves in the pack eye Damon the same way I do. As soon as I see another female looking at my Damon, I cling my arms closer around his neck. Wait, where did the my Damon come from? I shake my head. Well, I technically am his mate, and he hasn't rejected me yet. I think I start to like him. A lot. As I think about that fact, we arrive at the infirmary, and the pack doctor called James starts to treat my wound. Damon and James seem to have a quiet discussion in the mind link before James bandages my arm. The injury is only superficial. You have to change the bandage for another day or two. After that, everything should be fine. He nods at me and Damon before leaving us alone. Damon sits on the edge of my bed, comforting me with his arms. We stand up and walk back to the pack house, his wolf seeming to be satisfied by my treatment. As I start to go to my room, Damon signals me to come to his office again, a stoic expression on his face. As we enter his office again, he stares at me, and I feel like his gaze is touching my soul. He stands in front of me, his eyes getting darker again. That seems to be happening a lot around me. Do I make him angry?
Now, he says, with a slightly lower voice, you will tell me what 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒔𝒕 told you.
Damon's POV.
As my mate continues to tell me what Charlotte had done, Shadow is fighting to get control. She threatened her, she injured her, and she called us hers. I want to rip her to shreds, to throw her into the dungeons, to torture her all day long. I try my best to stay in control, so I wouldn't scare my angel.
I already have a plan for that. We have to get around the council first. Shadow simply huffs in my mind. Do it quickly. You and me both feel the need to mate with her. I mean, look at her. She is so beautiful. Her legs, her face, her eyes. I want her. And I know you do too, stupid human. I sigh at his last comment. My angel seems to come to an end, and I see that she has tears in her eyes. Feeling like someone stabbed me in my gut, I quickly go to comfort her. My angel, do not believe anything that sorry excuse for a werewolf has told you. You are mine, and I am yours. I did never do anything with Charlotte, and I never will. You are my beautiful mate and my Luna. Never forget that. I pat her on her head. The only reason you are not my Luna by now is that you lived terrible things, and I don't want to force you to do anything. I will take things slow with you, even if my wolf is saying otherwise. Of course I'm saying otherwise, or we would never do anything. My wolf huffs. My mate is looking up with teary eyes. Because I know you are worth every weight, and I will show you that. She quickly throws herself into my embrace and puts both of her arms around me. The sparks and electricity I feel because of that feel so pleasurable, and the scent of my mate calms Shadow down a lot. My angel is still looking into my eyes.
Thank you for saying that. I still think that I don't deserve you, but she embraces me even more before she goes on whispering.
I think I start to like you. This sentence alone makes my world complete. I feel my dark side of my soul lighting up at her words, embracing her words. Then I will work so you will fall for me even more. Her arms are still around my chest, and because I have no shirt, I feel every touch and every spark. It feels heavenly.
My angel, I will have to do something about Charlotte and the council, but I will hurry to do so. I think about my plan. The next yearly meeting is going to be the next day, where the council and all the alphas of the region convene to discuss difficult problems. Councilman Lucas and most of the alphas have a good relationship to me, but the rest of the 9 councilmen are resentful of me. They simply don't like that I have so much power. That's why they want to bind me to somebody like Charlotte, who would be in debt to the council.
The fact that I still haven't found my mate at that time was just too much of a chance for them to pass. I am lucky that Felix is already preparing my plan. I think I can turn the situation around, as nobody of them knows I found my mate. Charlotte didn't seem to know either.
I get pulled out of my thoughts as my mate lays her head on my chest. To Demon, I don't know if it is my place to ask, but can I see your wolf? The last part of her request came out in a whisper, but my wolf has heard, and he is very pleased.
Her POV. I am in his embrace, his eyes focused on something he is thinking about. After everything he has said, my body feels like it isn't on the ground anymore, and I feel sparks wherever I touch his muscled chest. I never thought somebody would say something this beautiful to me. I lay my head down at his chest. He has talked about Shadow a lot. Maybe he could show me his wolf? I mean, asking wouldn't hurt? Damon, I don't know if it is my place to ask, but can I see your wolf? On the last part of my question, my self-confidence left me, so it only came out as a whisper. But Damon seemed to hear me. Are you sure? Shadow can be a little over-enthusiastic when it comes to you. I simply nod. You told me so many beautiful things, and I like you more and more, but I want to have a bond with Shadow too. He seems to be pleased with what I said. Shadow wants that too. We would have to go to a place I wanted to show you, because you are still a secret and all that, but Shadow is literally jumping in my head thinking about meeting you. He seems to be mind-linking someone again. My beta Jackson will take things in the pack for a while. And by the way, he is really eager to meet you. I blush a little. Why did I blush? I am going to die of embarrassment. He simply looks at me. Cute. I shake my head around, trying to find the voice. Damon seems to notice and questions me. What is ist? I think I heard someone say cute, but you didn't talk. Now Damon seems to be blushing, but also seems excited. You probably heard that through the mate bond. That means your wolf is coming out slowly. My thoughts spin around what he said. My wolf? Is there really one inside me? How much I would like to meet her, to talk with her. Damon picks me up, sensing my feelings. He carries me down to the garage, and we drive away while the sun is setting on the horizon. If I have a wolf, then I would be more worthy of Damon. I could actually be something. Damon doesn't talk to me while we drive, but he grabs my hand and holds it all the time. After a short ride, we reach a clearing, and its beauty overwhelms me. A lot of flowers grow on the grass, and a small river parts the clearing. That is so beautiful. Damon smirks at me. It is my sanctuary. Nobody knows about it, and I come here to calm down and relax. His sanctuary? And he lets me in? Seemingly sensing my thoughts, he quickly responds. And now that you are a part of me, it is also yours. I walk over to the small river, and I sit down on the riverbank. Damon sits down beside me, and we stay in that position for a while. Now that we are here, let me show you what we came here for. Damon stands up again and starts to undress. I panic a little, remembering my past again. But then I think about my trust in Damon and I calm down again. But I quickly turn away, my face red as a tomato. Damon, you could have warned me. Damon simply chuckles behind me, and I hear him shifting. After a few seconds, something nudges my back. As I turn around, I see a massive black wolf standing in front of me. Normally I would be scared, but the way he looks at me makes me trust him. As the wolf motions me to sit down again, I sit on the grass with trembling hands. The wolf begins to stalk over to me, but he doesn't attack me. He just walks over my legs and lays down on them. I still sit there, petrified, when I feel the urge to touch the wolf. I reach out with my hand, slowly rubbing it along his head. Is it you, Shadow? The wolf starts to purr, and it pushes his head more into my hand. I start to rub him more confidently, while my other hands touches him on his back. The wolf leans himself completely into me, and even if he weighs a lot because of his size, it isn't uncomfortable. We sit there a while, me petting him a lot, while he rolls around in my grasp. Sometime I thought Shadow seemed a little worked up, but he didn't seem to mind, and I decided not to mention it. When it starts to go dark again, Shadow stands up from my lap and goes behind a tree, and after a short moment, Damon comes out behind it, and he is fully clothed. I don't know what to think of that, but maybe someday I'll understand. And with that, inappropriate thoughts enter my mind, and I shake my head to chase them away. I never thought about a man like that. Damon walks towards me, his hands in the pockets of his jeans. You were simply fantastic, my angel. Shadow can't stop to purr in my mind. He lifts me up bridal style again, and we take his car back to the pack house. Damon holds my hand again, and when we arrive at the pack house, he takes me up to my room. Today was really nice, my angel. Remember, you are my mate, and you are my everything. I would ask you one thing. Do you think you can be my mate someday? I look into his eyes, and I see the insecurity in them.
I will be your mate, Damon. It will take me some time, but I like you too much already. As long as you want me, I will work on my past to be the mate you deserve. With that, he places a kiss on my forehead. That is more than I expected. Thank you. He pauses for a while. Tomorrow I will be away on a council meeting. Ask Lily if you need anything. And remember, it doesn't matter what you hear. I will fight for you, and only you. He stares into my eyes, his getting darker and darker, as he leans forward and giving me my first kiss. Oh, it feels so heavenly. I lean into him, and our kiss goes on for a while until I have to catch a breath. That was amazing. Damon starts to smirk again. It was everything. And with that, he leaves me in my room, thinking and dreaming about him all night.
Chapter 10. Demon's POV. As me and Felix drive towards the council meeting, all I can think about are the things that happened yesterday. Her hands on my chest when we were in my office. Her hands all over me when she petted Shadow. And the kiss. Felix nudges me with his elbow, feeling that I am distracted. Hey man, I get that you have your mate and all that, but we will have to focus on the council first before you can go back to your beauty. I growl at him, but concentrate on the task ahead. I will have to act a bit to make my request plausible. I sigh. You are right, Felix, as always. Did you do everything I told you to? He simply grins at me. I spread some rumors around the alphas, that you started to like Charlotte a bit, but that you still hope for your mate. The council will have heard of it by now.
I relax myself, feeling Shadow in my mind. Of course he isn't pleased with someone saying I like Charlotte, but I have to get the council to approve my offer. And if almost all the alphas support my idea, they can't risk voting against it. Felix notices my displeasure.
Hey, I know you don't like how it is now, but it will help your mate in the long run. Just stick to the plan. He grins from ear to ear. Your mate will understand, if she is as smart as she is beautiful, and if not, I can try to cheer her up. Shadow comes up in my mind, and I whip my head around to him, a deafening growl coming out of my throat. Felix quickly loses the grin on his face. Hey, I didn't mean it like that. Sunshine and rainbows. Please don't kill me. Your mate is awesome and she is yours. We all know that. Shadow retreats into my mind, and I just sigh.
Felix, you know that Shadow is on edge, with my mate being in danger and unmarked. Please, for my sanity and your health, hold back your jokes. Felix relaxes again, and looks at me curiously.
She does actually mean something to you. Congrats, Damon. I must admit I lost hope that you would find your other half. A bit more quiet, he adds. Maybe I can hope again as well.
Instantly, I feel sad for Felix. who is only a year younger than me and hasn't found his mate yet either.
Hey, you will find your other half too. 𝒊𝒐𝒏 was the only pack we weren't searching before, and we left in a bit of a hurry. I could ask my mate if they had more females, away from public eye.
Felix's eyes begin to shine.
I don't know if I should hope for that to be true or to be false. Our conversation gets interrupted by our driver, telling us we would arrive at the location for the meeting. This time it would be at the Temple of the Moon Goddess, and I hope that I have her help in my endeavor. As we get out of our car, Councilman Lucas is waiting for us at the entrance of the temple, as we are a bit later than usual. Most of the other alphas have already moved inside.
Greetings, Alpha Damon. Could I have a word with you? I nod my head in agreement, while Felix bows down to greet the councilman. At least I am powerful enough so that I don't have to bow to these fools. Councilman Lucas guides me to a secluded room. I will not bore you with pleasantries. Are the rumors true? Has Charlotte finally seduced you? I hope you didn't fall for her advances. That is what I like about Lucas. Direct, with no ill intent, actually working to do some good. I put my hand on his shoulders.
You can relax, Lucas. I had to spread some rumors for my plan to work.
Lucas sighs in relief.
Thank God. But if I am allowed to ask, what are you planning? I quickly give him a rundown of my plan. I will go before the council to announce that I would take Charlotte as my Luna, so long as I do not find my mate in the next month. Then,
Councilman Lucas jumps up from the chair he was sitting in. What? The council will definitely agree to that. They want Charlotte as your Luna as fast as possible. But how do you intend to get out of that one? Your mate could be dead. I start to growl at him, and Lucas goes quiet.
Don't say something like that! I take some time to calm down.
I already found my mate, Lucas.
Lucas stands there, completely silent. Then he erupts in laughter.
Okay, now I understand what you are trying to do. You definitely have my support. But where did you find her? That is something I wanted to talk with you about too. It seems she was orphaned and dropped at 𝒊𝒐𝒏, so the Alpha took her in. That's great, isn't it? I shut him up with a growl. No! When she wouldn't shift at the normal age, he enslaved her. He did undescribable things to her. She is very fraggly at the moment, and I am glad that she is starting to trust me.
Lucas goes quiet again, thinking about something. No werewolf shifts late, but there is something I remember.
I will research on that a bit, but it will take a while. For the other things, I am very sorry to hear what she has gone through. But I understand why you keep her a secret. Charlotte and 𝒊𝒐𝒏 in Extend would be furious about her. And the council wants you under them, so they wouldn't do anything about it. You have to be careful, Damon.
I nod at his advice. That's what my plan is all about. If they agree to my proposal in attendance and agreement of all alphas under the watch of the Moon Goddess, I can have her be my Luna, and be sure there won't be repercussions. I hope you can support my proposal in the council, in the hopes they aren't suspicious about the deal. Lucas extends his hand to me, and I shake it. Do not worry, Damon. I will fight for you. He sighs. Let's go. We should get to the meeting before they start without us. We quickly leave his room, and the day goes on with different requests from different alphas, and the council deciding what to do.
Finally, the announcer calls my name. At last, we have a proposal from Alpha Damon regarding the marriage to Charlotte and her Luna status. I stand up and step forward towards the council. Alpha Damon, you were adamant not to take Charlotte as your Luna, even though she is the perfect candidate. Perfect for who? We heard some rumors that you are warming up to the idea of Charlotte as your Luna, but we heard you have conditions. Can you elaborate on that? I gather my nerves and rein in my wolf. I am slowly losing hope that I will find my true mate, and Charlotte's skills have given me reasons to take her as my Luna. So I would like to propose a deal. I will marry Charlotte and take her as my Luna in a month. The council visibly gets excited by the idea.
Bastards! But I have a condition. If I find my true mate in that time, I will get to take her as my Luna, and neither Charlotte nor the council will oppose that. The council starts to murmur. Why would that be your demand? I quickly turn to Councilman Blake.
I will take Charlotte, but for the slim chance my mate comes up, I do not wish to create trouble.
The council retreats to discuss my offer among themselves. After excruciating 30 minutes, Lucas steps forward. The council agrees to your demands, Alpha Daemon.
With that, I knew that I won. Now I just had to worry about my little angel liking me, but not about the council and not about Charlotte. I won.
Trying to contain my happiness, I bow before the council, how much I may hate it, and leave to get back to my seat next to Felix. All I had in mind is my little angel, and if she was missing me as much as I was missing her.
Unknown POV. After the council meeting comes to an end, I quickly excuse myself and take the Alpha of 𝒊𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕 into my study. Do you know what Daemon is planning? I can't believe he would just accept to marry Charlotte this suddenly. Alpha Nathaniel just shakes his head. I can just assume that his wolf is feeling lonely. Why else would he agree on that? If he would have found his mate, he would have just told us so. And if he hasn't found her yet, he is unlikely to do so now. And by the way, even if he found her, he would need to show her to us, and we would do anything to keep that from happening. I think about it for a while. It would be best to be cautious. Call up Charlotte. Alpha Nathaniel rings for a while. Then a voice greets us. Hello, Alpha Nathaniel. This is Charlotte. What can I do for you? I make myself known. Charlotte, you know you are where you are, because we made it happen. It seems like Daemon is giving in to our pressure. Happy noises can be heard on the other end. Unless he finds his true mate, he will marry you in a month. We want you to look out for anyone who could be a threat, and take measures to stop them from achieving our goals. I'm forwarding you some contacts with rogues. Use them if necessary. Bah, that useless Alpha would have told everyone if he found her. But he met with a girl he took in a couple of days ago. Alpha Nathaniel cuts in. That would be the slave we gave him in order to appease him. She angered him at the treaty negotiations, so we gave her away reluctantly. It seemed to work. He didn't kill anyone, and his Gamma promised they would resume negotiations soon. It was quite sad to let her go. She was fun to torture. Charlotte takes the word again. I would still look into that matter. Better be safe. I raise my voice a bit. Do that. And don't forget to give us reports. I end the call. A slave, huh? What would be the chances? I turn to Alpha Nathaniel. In a month, our plan will have succeeded. You did well. Alpha Nathaniel bows low and excuses himself. I sit down at my desk, grinning about our victory. Enjoying the story so far? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Chapter 11, Her POV. I really enjoyed the day with Lily so far. She showed me around Pack a little bit more. Right now, she is dragging me off to meet the beta Jackson, because I needed to get out, as she put it. We finally find him on the training grounds, lecturing some of the younger wolves and letting them run some laps. Lily starts to shout next to me. Hey, Jackson! Get over here, you snail! Jackson starts jogging towards us, grinning about Lily's remark. As he arrives next to us, he ruffles Lily's hair, making her scream. That is what you get, Lils. The last time we raced, I was quicker than you. Don't forget that. I watch them squabble, giggling like a tiny girl. Jackson turns to me. Hey, don't be too comfortable. As soon as you get your wolf, I will race you. Let's see if our Luna is faster than me. I blush at his words. I am not your Luna. Jackson shakes it off with a flick of his hand. Yet, it's just a matter of time. I never seen Daemon so happy and concerned about someone, and you don't seem to mind him either. At least you will be a better match than Charlotte. His face contorts in disgust. Anyway, do you want anything from me? I'm quite busy getting these lazy wolves in shape. He lets out a laugh. Lily pokes me in my side, telling me to ask him what we discussed earlier in the morning. Would it be okay if you teach me too? Jackson seems to be taken aback. You would like to train? His starts to think, muttering out loud. Well, I can't let you train with these brutes, and because you have no wolf, I wouldn't want to overwhelm you with your wounded arm. Lily interrupts him, seeing my disappointed face.
Jackson, just let her do some basic fitness training. You can start letting her run some laps like those lazy wolves.
Jackson nods, whispering something that sounds like Damon is going to kill me, taking me to the changing areas. We should have some training clothes for females lying around. Change and then come back out to me. I nod at him, asking one of the female warriors where to get clothes and changing into them. Subconsciously, I know that my scars will be shown if I step out in those clothes. But as soon as I remember Damon kissing me last night, I get my confidence back. I want to be worthy for him, and for that I have to get better. I step out of the changing areas. Jackson eyes me and my scars, and I see sadness in his eyes. He comes towards me. I didn't think about that. Is it okay for you? I nod at him, again.
I want to be stronger for Damon, and these scars are what I am.
After I said that, pride shines in his eyes, and he starts warming me up and letting me run some laps. After a short amount of time, I feel the muscles in my legs burning, and Jackson calls me off the lap. I think we should finish running for today, but we will do some muscle exercises for the end. We train a little bit more, but Jackson soon lets me change back. That was quite good for your condition, surprisingly so. Come to me or Damon if you want to train again. He then turns around to see some of the younger wolves eyeing me, and he goes over to them.
It seems you are distracted, but I would avert my eyes if I were you,
he growls at them. I quickly slip into a shower before changing back and meeting with Lily again. She is waiting outside, talking with Jackson.
You should talk with Damon about it. He should train her personally. The younger wolves don't know who she is, and they can't control themselves as good as older ones. They feel she is someone important, and that confuses them.
They both stop talking when they see me. Lily pulls me into her arms. I am so proud of you. Maybe you will be a warrior, Luna. She grins at me. Jackson gets a mind link. Damon should come back soon, and he has some great news. We quickly leave the training grounds to welcome Damon home. After a short wait, I sense my mate coming closer. It is hard to describe what it felt like. It is as if you lost your breath, but you only know you lost it after he gives it back to you. Something inside of me just gets to live when he is close around me. As Damon leaves the car, I quickly make my way to him the cowed, wanting to see him again. They said he has good news. As I see him, he seems to be searching for something. As he spots me in the crowd, he grins, and I feel something in my head again. Come to my office. As short as the connection was, it made the whole mate thing more real for me. I make my way back to the pack house, almost running up to his office. I see that woman Charlotte again, but I try to avoid her the best I can. She seems to eye me curiously, and I get a bad feeling about it. But I pretend to walk to my room before going around to his office. Nearing his office, I hear a conversation. Come on, Damon. I heard you would marry me at the end of this month. Nobody said we could have some fun before that.
I promised to do that if I didn't find my mate. Now get out of my office. I'm expecting a visit.
I inch closer to the door. Charlotte's screeching voice meets my ears.
Is it that damn slave girl again? What is so special about her? Why does she have a room so close to you?
Charlotte, she had a terrible life, and I'm trying to give her a new home. You are excused. Seconds later, Charlotte burst out of the office, eyeing me with great anger.
I will find out what you hide.
With that, she turns around and storms off, I peek inside the office, seeing Damon slumped on his desk. My heart aches at the sight. I quickly go in, needing to touch him. As soon as I touch his head, he lifts it, a grin plastered on his face. Even though I know he wouldn't betray me, I quickly ask him, "What was she doing here?" Damon takes me in his arms, tightening his grip. "I made a deal with the council. I will marry Charlotte in a month." My heart starts to break at this moment, and a tear escapes my eyes. "No, don't cry. Let me talk. I only have to marry her if I didn't find my mate in this time. I have you." He blushes a bit quieter, he adds. "As long as you want me." I quickly slap myself internally for thinking the worst. I want you, Damon. I know that you are my savior, the best thing that happened to me, and the most patient mate there is. I know it will take me time to overcome my fears, but I'm working on it. He takes my face into his hands. "You are perfect the way you are." He quickly tells me what happened at the council meeting. In the end, he pauses for a bit before he continues.
I talked with Councilman Lucas, a friend mine. I told him about your strange shifting time, and he said he remembers something, but isn't sure of anything. I let my head hang low.
Maybe I don't have a wolf. Damon grabs me by my chin and lifts my head. I refuse to believe so. Such a beautiful soul should have a wolf beside her. Maybe it is the silver that keeps you from shifting. It should be gone in a few days. I hug him more, and we talk a little bit after that. I tell him of my training with Jackson, and he seems to be pleased. But as soon as I mention the young wolves, he gets all possessive again.
I will come with you next time. You are mine.
I quickly pat his head, and after a short while, we both leave for our beds.
Charlotte's POV.
I can't believe what I heard right now. Did Damon just claim her as his? That has to be a mistake. I think about it. Maybe she is just an excuse to get rid of me, and afterwards he will dump her and let her live in this pack. Maybe that's why he took the slave girl. She would be desperate. I quickly think about a plan.
If this should be real, they will mate at some point. I will have to be ready for that. Just in case. I start to grin as I dial the number the councilman gave me. A gruff voice comes out of the phone. "Hello? Hello. Here is Charlotte. We have something to discuss."
Chapter 12. Her POV. The next few days go on without any major events. For the moment, everything seemed perfect. Every morning I would train with Jackson, and I surprised him and Damon with how fast I was improving. Damon was adamant to watch me every time I train, in order to assess how good I am. In reality, he was just there to make sure none of the other males looked in my direction, because the training outfit consists of training shorts and a sport bra, and gave me a private area in the changing rooms. He even tried to carry me to the infirmary when Jackson hit me once at the beginning of my training in self-defense, but after a lot of begging, he agreed to not interfere with my training. To my surprise, Charlotte seemed to take her distance to Damon, and that was more than okay for me. In recent days, I have also grown possessive of Damon as my self-confidence grew. It has become very rare that I think of my past in gray-silver, and I became more and more familiar with the idea of being Damon's Luna. It will still take a while, but I wanted to give Damon something back for accepting me for how I am, and not pressuring me to accept him. He even told me that his wolf shadow agreed to wait until I was ready. That was just something that let my heart swell. I shook my head and continued to undress in my changing room. I admired how fit my body has become. My breasts have become bigger as I was given enough to eat, but my stomach has stayed flat and was showing first signs of muscles. I liked the look of that, and when I looked at Damon while I was training, it seems like he enjoys the change of my body too. I trailed my hand down my stomach, hesitating there for a moment. Should I? For the first time, the thought that followed held something other than fear. I let myself feel, truly feel, without the shadow of Gabe hanging over it. Only Damon existed in my mind. his voice, his patience, the way he looked at me like I was worth something. When the feeling finally crested and broke over me, I let out a soft, startled sound of his name. Still catching my breath, I took in my surroundings again. Wow, that was amazing. That had to be the first time I had ever felt anything like that on my own terms. With Gabe, it was only ever his pleasure, and I had been far too afraid to feel anything else. I wonder what it will feel like with Damon. Quickly shaking that thought out of my head, I dress myself up, blushing at my own thoughts. Still feeling the aftermath of my experience, I step out into the changing rooms, only to be crowded by some male warriors. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" I try to defend myself, but the wolves are simply too experienced for me. But I notice that one of the Prive is staying away, rubbing a scar on his face. "I'm out. No payment is good enough for that." He starts to run away. After a while, the others stop hitting me, and one of them bows down to me. "Don't forget who you are, beauty." He kicks me in my ribs again.
Because of you, our alpha is always present at our trainings, but all he looks at is you. Charlotte is way better than you. He kicks me again. "Stay! Kick! Away kick! From our alpha kick! You nothing!" With that, they let me lying on the ground coughing up blood, leaving for the back exit.
I feel a hole in my heart breaking open again, and I start to cry. How can a day go from perfect to disaster so fast? But the thought of Damon gives me hope again, and I push myself further and further towards the more public area of the changing rooms, ignoring the pain in my chest. Just when I can't push myself further, Felix comes into my sight trough a door, looking around frantically. When his eyes land on me, he lets out a lot of curse words. "Damn it! No!" He runs towards me. "Hey, Luna, stay with me!" He picks me up and carries me out of the changing room. The edges of my vision become black, but I see Damon looking at me with a worried face. "Give her to me." Felix quickly hands me over to Damon, and he rushes off towards the infirmary. I see fear in his eyes, but I already feel better in his arms. I try to touch his cheek, but I can't lift my arm. "Damon." He looks down to me. I love you." His eyes light up again, and determination is back in his eyes. He runs even quicker. "I love you too, little angel. You are my mate. You are my everything. So please, stay with me." I feel myself smile at his words, before darkness swallows me.
Damon's POV. The moment I felt pain in my chest, I knew something was wrong. I was still watching some of the pups playing on the training grounds and thinking about my angel training when I felt happiness and pleasure through the bond. It was the first time I felt that, and it plastered a grin on my face. The pups were instantly asking me what made me smile, as they have rarely seen that, when it felt like someone was sticking needles in my chest. I quickly knew something must have happened to my mate, so I mind-linked Felix to search for her, as he was also changing his clothes at the moment. When he came out of the changing area with my mate in his arms, I felt possessiveness well up inside me. But as soon as I saw that my little one was hurt, everything else lost its importance. I quickly pulled her into my arms and ran towards the infirmary, ignoring the pups asking what happened. The only thing that mattered was her. They wriggled a little in my arms, so I gripped her more securely, when I heard her whispering, "Damon!" I looked down at her, taking in her face. She opened her mouth again, talking in a silent whisper.
I love you. That sentence alone was enough to make me happy for the rest of my life.
"I love you too, little angel. You are my mate. You are my everything. So please, stay with me." She closed her eyes and became lifeless in my arms, and my legs almost gave in at that sight. But I carried her all the way to the infirmary, where I was greeted by Dr. James, who quickly examined her before giving her in the hands of other doctors. It seems she is unconscious now.
She has a lot of broken bones, but nothing seems life-threatening so far. She had a lot of luck.
Me and Shadow start to growl, But James takes me out of the infirmary. Give them hell for what they have done to her. But let us do our work, 𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕. I quickly stride away to my office, and I mind-link Jackson and Felix to come to me, as well as some high-ranking warriors.
Someone of our pack dared to hurt her!
My wolf is angrily pacing in my head, wanting to kill whoever is responsible for that. It takes me a lot of control not to give him control. We will kill them, that's for sure. But we have to find them first. My wolf paces on. Fine.
But when we have found them, we will show them what an angry alpha looks like.
He blocks me a little, but I feel him raging on in my head, growling all the time. I arrive at my office, and seeing everyone gathered there, talking amongst each other, I open my mouth to speak. My voice comes out as my alpha command.
Quiet! Everyone looks at me, and I can smell the fear coming off them.
Nobody will talk about what they get to know at this meeting.
They all lower their heads, feeling the pressure to submit.
Our Luna was attacked today in her changing area, an area I said no one could enter.
The warriors start to murmur to themselves.
My top warrior starts to speak, but even his voice is laced with fear. Is it the girl we saw at training? He gulps. I was very impressed by her. She was attacked? I growl at him, and his admission that he looked at her. My possessiveness was off the charts right now.
Yes! I want the culprits found, and I promise that everyone involved is getting punished accordingly.
I take a few breaths. I really respect all of you, but I have to do this. I raise my alpha voice again. Were you involved in this? Everyone shakes their head, and I am relieved. At least I can trust my top warriors. Their eyes light up in determination. Is she really our Luna? I nod.
She is my mate. My Luna. She is mine.
Surprise glistened in their eyes at my admission, before it is replaced by anger, as their wolves want revenge for their Luna. We promise you, Alpha, we will find out who attacked our Luna.
They walk out of the office seething anger and determination, and my beta lets out a growl. Whoever did this is going to regret it. I let out a growl of my own, and change into my wolf. Shadow takes off to the infirmary, and past Dr. James, and lays down beside my angel.
I failed to protect you, my angel. That will never happen again. Chapter 13. Demons POV.
I was laying next to her bed in my wolf form for a few days now. The doctors said that my angel is getting better and should wake up every moment, but I can't get myself to leave her side. But even resting in a hospital bed, she still looks gorgeous. Her body improved over the last few days, and she became stronger and stronger.
But as soon as I see the bruises in her face, I feel myself getting agitated. My warriors were still searching for the assaulters, but haven't found much yet. The only big information we have that it were no rogues who did this, as the place smelt like pack. But that made it even worse. Someone inside my pack did this. We couldn't find out who it was, as the sense of the public area of the changing rooms covered everything. In this moment, Lily burst into the room.
𝒍💂💚, you have to do something.
I look at her in wonder. She was with me in this room a few times, crying over my angel, asking who could do something so vile. I mind-link her. What is it? And please stay quiet. I want her to rest. Lily looks at me, a look of anger on her face. That was new. I never saw her like that.
𝒍💂💚, do you think she would like you to abandon your pack? Get your act together. I can't stand another day of Charlotte in the pack house, thinking she is some kind of queen. Shadow ears stand up at that. He reluctantly gives me back control. Care for our mate. Always. Could you bring me some clothes, Lily? Lily smiles triumphantly. Now I know what I have to say to get you to do something. She walks out of the room laughing while I growl behind her. I suddenly stop when I feel something touching my arm. When I turn around, I see my mate sitting in her bed, looking up at me.
𝒍💂💚! I quickly take her face in my hands, but what she does next surprises me.
Her POV. I wake up in my bed to the sound of Lily laughing. while Damon is growling next to me. I call out to him, and he turns around, taking my face in his hands while looking at me with adoration in his eyes. Seeing him right now, I give in to the need to be closer to him and press my lips to his. I am surprised by the sparks I feel at that touch and pull away, but Damon quickly puts his hand on my neck and pushes me more to his lips. After a few seconds of intense kissing, he pulls away from me with glowing eyes. I open my mouth after getting some breath. I love you. He simply hugs me, pressing his nose to my neck, taking in my scent. I love you too, my angel. My heart swells at his words. But suddenly, a wave of shyness comes over me. Was the kiss okay? He looks me in my eyes. It was more than okay, little one. It was everything. He kisses me again, until we get interrupted by a shriek coming from the door. I turn my head around to the noise as Damon groans in annoyance. I see Lily standing in the doorway, covering her eyes, a bunch of clothes on the floor around her. I should never have seen what I've seen. Damon simply chuckles. You are going to see that a lot from now on, but thank you for the clothes. It was in this moment that I noticed that Damon hadn't dressed yet. The day of the attack, I imagined what he looked like, but now I could see it. As my eyes trail his body, I see my mate smirking. You like what you see? I can simply nod, too overwhelmed to look away. Damon groans. I should clothe myself, because I don't know if I can control myself with you looking like that. He quickly leaves his room, taking Lily with him. I sit in my bed, blushing at my previous actions. But more and more I can feel myself attracted to Damon, and I think I am almost ready to go all the way. I just have to get out of this hospital bed first. But then I remember why I am here in the first place, and I get scared again. At that moment, Damon comes into the room again, and seeing my distress, he holds me in his arms. I swear to you, I will capture whoever is responsible for the attack, and I will kill them slowly. I sniffle a bit. They said Charlotte would be better for you, and that I should forget you. A tear leaves my eyes. Damon kisses me again. You are perfect for me, little one. Do you remember anything else? I nod shortly. They were 4 warriors. I tried to fight them off, but they were too strong. I think they also talked about getting paid. One of them was unsure, and he left me alone. He had a strange scar in his face. Damon's eyes light up at that. That is a lead. Very good, little one. That helps us a lot. You stay in your bed. I will investigate that. I put my hand on his cheek. Promise me he doesn't get hurt. I don't think he had a choice. Damon growls at that, but reluctantly agrees to not hurt the man with the scar. But I can't promise that for the rest. They will feel all of my fury. I nod at him again, understanding his need for revenge. I would feel the same if someone attacked him. After a few hours of talking and being happy, Damon seems lost in thought for some time. There is something else I wanted to discuss with you. I look up at him. What would that be? I want to announce you as my Luna. Damon quickly blurts out, a blush visible on his face. I look at him surprised, but he continues. I want you to be my Luna, and if you accept me, I would announce it in front of the pack. That way, the deal with the council is off, and Charlotte would be gone as well. I growl as he mentions her name, not liking that it came from his lips. We don't have to mate yet, but I assume it will just be a matter of time. As I love you and you love me. We will go at your pace, but Shadow and I want to scream out what you are, letting everybody know how fantastic you are. He takes a breath to go on, but I interrupt him. Yes, Damon, I will be your Luna. Damon just looks at me for a while before jumping up and down in joy. I start laughing because it is just ridiculous to see such a big and muscled man jumping like a little kid. He stands still and looks at me. Your laugh is so heavenly, my angel. Thank you. Just thank you. He clears his throat. I would announce it as soon as you are discharged from here, okay? I nod at him. I love you.
Chapter 14. Damon's POV.
A week has passed since my mate was attacked, and we still had almost no idea who hurt her. She was still in the infirmary, recovering from her injuries. Our biggest hope was the man with the scar my Luna saw, but he seems not to be a part of my pack, and neighboring packs assured me they haven't seen anyone like him.
I growl in frustration, hitting my desk with my fist. Damn it! I stand up from my chair, only to be interrupted by my beta. Damon! There is a rogue attack near our borders. They are attacking an orphanage for rogue pups and have no warriors. They ask for your assistance.
With my wolf being as angry as it is more than willing to rip some rogues to shreds.
I'm going to help them.
I quickly change into my wolf and run towards the area, Jackson following me. As we get near, we can already hear the fighting. We come into a clearing, and what we see surprises me. A lone wolf is shielding some pups and their caretakers from a bunch of other wolves, but is severely injured.
As soon as the wolf sees me, fear is shining up in his eyes, but I can't be sure as I was rushing to attack the other wolves. After a short battle, the remaining rogues are retreating, their red eyes glowing out of anger before they disappear. I quickly turn around and walk towards my beta, mind-linking him.
Is everybody safe? Are they injured? Jackson's wolf Tio shakes his head, but sniffs the air more than once. I stride towards the women and children, checking everybody for injuries. After I was done, one of the caretakers motions me to follow her inside. As I close the door, she starts to talk.
We are very grateful for your help, Alpha Damon. I know it must have been an inconvenience to fight for us, but I would like to ask you for something. I raise my eyebrows, but letting her continue. As you know, we are in packless lands, in hope that the rogues would not attack us then. But that was a mistake. I would ask for you to integrate this area into your pack, so we would be secured from further attacks. She looks up at me with hopeful eyes.
I think about her proposal for a while, but all in all it was a good deal. My pack would gain some land. Our patrols wouldn't have to walk very far from their usual route. A little part of me is ashamed, because I wouldn't have even considered to agree before I had found my Luna. My wolf comments on that with a grin on his face.
She is already helping you ass getting a better alpha, even if she isn't our Luna yet. I quickly answer him. As I am you just called yourself an ass. My wolf simply snorts, retreating into my mind. I would be honored to protect this orphanage, but it will take a day or two to organize everything. The caretaker simply nods, taking me out again. Then I think we are part of your pack, aren't we, Alpha? She bows down, just like the other caretakers do. Even the pups recognize me as their Alpha. The caretaker I talked to earlier was called Julia, and she told me she was going to get another wolf, who she said was blind. As soon as she comes out of the building with a petite woman, helping her to walk forwards, Jackson comes sprinting in his wolf form, stopping in front of the women. He turns into his human form and hugs the women. Could it be? My suspicion is getting confirmed when Jackson's eyes get dark and he barks at me. Mine! I hold my hands up in surrender, even if my wolf is not liking that my beta is disrespectful towards us. The woman in his arms reacts the same way as him, holding him close to her, her head in his shirt, taking in his scent. I slowly creep towards them. Can you tell us what your name is? My name is Alpha Damon. She turns her head towards me and answers in a small voice. My name is Liz. Alpha. Jackson breathes her name, holding her even closer. And my name is Jackson, my mate. Liz gets red cheeks and seems to be unsure. I never felt something like this before. Do you want me as your mate? Jackson growls and picks her up. We will get to the pack house, and I will show you how much I want you. He smiles at me. Your beta will be occupied for a while, Alpha. I smile too, feeling happy for my beta. Go and make your mate happy, Jackson. Now I can make jokes about you too. His grins widens, and I see the shock still present on Liz's face.
You are a beta?
Jackson simply chuckles and starts to walk towards our pack borders. A cough pulls me out of the bubble of happiness I felt. The wolf who was defending the orphanage lies on the ground. He doesn't seem to be critically injured, but he isn't healthy by all means. I rush towards him, wondering about his identity. Can you shift back? The wolf nods, slowly changing into his human form.
And with that, my head goes silent, and I feel anger building up inside of Shadow. In front of me stands a man with a scar across his face.
I push him into one of the trees! You!
The man simply coughs, and I remember the promise I made for my angel. I let go of him, trying to calm myself down. Can you stand up? The man nods, fear in his eyes. I made a promise to my Luna not to hurt you, and I intend to keep that promise. But I will have to take you with me. The man stands up slowly, keeping his head bowed low. I know I don't deserve it. I will do everything you want. I am surprised by his submission, so I motion him to follow me into the pack house. When we arrive at the pack house, Felix comes towards me, seeing the man with the scar. What is he doing here? I quickly talk about the attack at the orphanage. As I end my report, the man talks again.
I will work with you, but you have to secure my little sister for me. He looks down at his feet. I am ashamed for what I nearly had done, but we needed the money, or my little sister dies. Please, save her.
Of course we will. I turn around to see my Luna standing near us, looking at the man. We will do everything to try to save her.
I walk towards her, taking her into my arms. She opens the mind link between us. Why is he all bloody? She looks at me with an angry face.
Hey, it wasn't my fault. He battled the rogues by himself. I didn't hurt him much.
She simply scoffs, but places a kiss on my lips. I trust you. I kiss her, and I love you. Her cheeks get red, and I see her feelings for me written across her face. She goes towards the man with the scar, and to my surprise, hugs him. The man seems to be overwhelmed by her kindness, and I sense that he is confused. I motion them into the pack house. It seems we have a lot to talk about. I lead them all inside my office, and when we sit down, I start to question the man.
What is your name? My name is Michael. I take in a breath.
Why did you attack my mate?
Michael seems to notice my anger, and he stutters a bit. I was paid to hurt the woman in the picture. I didn't know she was your mate. I feel my angel's hand on my shoulders, calming me down. Michael quickly starts talking again.
I still have some principles. I never hurt innocents. The man who paid us said he had the info that she was a tyrant in this pack, and that she angered a lot of the warriors and ranking wolves. He gulps.
That was why I wasn't surprised that some warriors joined us for the attack. But when I saw her lying there on the ground, I couldn't comprehend how she could be something bad. Everything about her seemed to be good. I couldn't bring myself to hurt her.
I sigh, keeping my anger in check. As you did nothing to hurt her, I will accept you in my pack. But you will have to tell me who was involved in this assault.
The man simply nods and starts to write down a group of names, consisting of some of the younger warriors. Shadow growls inside my head, and I am close to losing control.
Someone in my pack hurt her. Now that I had proof, this realization hurt even more. I give the list to Felix, and he rushes to meet the older wolves in order to apprehend the culprits. I just turn towards my mate.
I will let Shadow out for a while, and I just wanted to remind you that you promised me my revenge, and I will have to announce you as the Luna of the pack. She simply kisses me on my nose. Do what you must, but if you can, show mercy on those who deserve it. I will be with you all the way. I kiss her deeply, before walking out of the office to get my revenge. My claws elongate and my eyes get dark. Now they will see what an angry alpha can do. Chapter 15. Damon's POV.
As I walk towards our pack's meeting ground, Shadow tries more and more to get control. Shadow is raging on in my head, already planning how to punish the ones that hurt our precious mate.
She is following behind me, and I feel her trying to keep me calm trough our mate bond. As weak as it is, the thought alone that she will be my mate and Luna, and that the pack will know that soon too, is stopping Shadow for a short amount of time to purr.
We finally reached the stage that was built for announcements and punishments in the pack, and most of the pack have already gathered around it. My angel tries to hide in the crowd, but I quickly grab her hand and pull her with me onto the stage, partly because I will announce her as my Luna, and partly because I just want to feel her hand in mine.
As we turn around to face the pack, the culprits of the assault on my mate come into view. In addition to the 4 warriors who actually attacked my mate, there are 2 more who let the warriors into my mate's private area. The 6 wolves are bound by silver shackles and are now kneeling in front of me. The elders who have been called for this meeting step forward, with Councilman Lucas leading them. I quickly welcome them, the presence of Lucas being a good surprise.
Lucas starts to speak. Greetings, Alpha Daemon. I was nearby and heard you summoned your pack. What is this meeting about? I nod at him and pull in a breath. This meeting has been called for 2 reasons. The first announcement regards the men that you are seeing in front of you. I turn towards the 6 wolves kneeling in front of me. These wolves have directly or indirectly attacked another pack member and are here to be punished for that.
The pack starts to murmur, and one elder walks forward. Okay, but why don't you just punish them for yourself? Why have the whole pack be present for that? I motion him that I understand his question.
The answer for that lies in the second announcement I wish to make. I pull my mate to my side and push my nose into her neck, taking in her scent. I look her in the eyes, and I see her nodding. I turn around to the pack again, and I see the realization flash in some of their eyes. The second announcement would be that I finally found my mate and Luna. The pack is silent for a while, but then erupts in cheers and happiness. I hear a lot of, "We are so happy," and Luna, "Trough the pack bond," and I am almost sad that this happiness will vanish soon.
But the pack goes silent to hear me out. You should know that our Luna is no other than the victim of the assault I mentioned earlier. The mood of the pack quickly turns from happy to angry, as the wolves inside of my pack members are furious about their Luna being hurt. That is why I have called this meeting, so that the whole pack can witness my judgment. I turn towards the accused wolves. I see that 2 wolves have shocked faces, and I realize that they didn't know who they attacked earlier. My mate looks up to me, and I remember her plea for forgiveness. I quickly turn towards these 2 wolves. As I see that you were uninformed of who you attacked, and because my mate is very forgiving, you 2 will be sentenced to a time in the dungeons, until I am sure that you learned your lesson.
The 2 wolves look relieved, even as my warriors drag them away to the dungeons. I address the other 4.
As for you 4, I see no remorse for your behavior, even if you attacked your Luna. For that I sentence you to death.
I get interrupted by one of the assaulters. Why? We didn't know that she is our Luna. How could we? That worthless human, unable to train properly, and my wolf takes control of myself, jumps down towards him, and stands in front of him.
You will not speak another word. You have to make your life more miserable than it already is, don't you? Felix, take him away to our most special place.
Shadow leans down to whisper into his ear. I will be more than pleased to make the last moments of your life as painful as possible. The warrior pales, and as Felix drags him away, he pleads for other wolves to help him. The other 3 wolves are quickly killed by my claws, the pack cheering me on. Even though I killed them, Shadow is still in control, trying to contain his anger. But then I feel a hand on my arm, and my mate looks at me without any fear, just love shining in her eyes. Shadow quickly calms himself, leans his head into her hand, and starts to purr loudly.
Her POV. As Damon puts his head in my hand and starts to purr, I try to send him all the love I have for him. The moment he announced me as his Luna in front of the pack, I felt a happiness well up inside me I didn't even know I was capable of feeling. And even while he was killing those wolves when Shadow took over, I knew that he only did that because of his love towards me. And even though the pack now knew that I am technically a human, they still haven't complained about that. Out of the corner of the eye, I see the Councilman Lucas coming towards us. I congratulate you for your union. Moon Goddess be blessed. But as a council member, I have to ask, why have you waited with her announcement as Luna? Damon lifts his head and looks Lucas into his eyes.
As my mate has a troubled past and I had to earn her trust, she wasn't ready to be announced as Luna yet. But as we weren't planning on rejecting each other, it was just a matter of time before we would announce it to the pack. Lucas seems to be pleased with the answer, but adds something only for them to hear.
The deal with the council is still not finished. Your mate has to be marked for the deal to be fulfilled. Damon visibly stiffens.
I will talk with my mate about that, but thank you for the reminder.
Damon pulls me up into his arms.
I want to protest.
But he just starts walking towards the pack house again. As we arrive in Damon's office, I am still confused what Lucas meant with his last sentence. Damon seems to notice my questioning stare and takes my head into his hands.
I know you have a lot of questions, little one, but I have a question for you first.
He pauses. Did I scare you when I punished these criminals? I know it must have been a brutal sight, and you probably hate me now, but he doesn't get much farther than that, because I press my lips on his mouth to shut him up. Damon, it is okay. I knew you only did what you did because you love me and want to protect me. I know your wolf needed his revenge. I will never be scared of you, because I love you. Damon just looks at me with nothing but love in his eyes, being speechless. After a short while where we just stare into each other's eyes, he opens his mouth again. You don't even know how much these words meant for me. He hugs me and presses his nose into my neck.
About what you heard earlier, when we meet our mate, there are different steps to complete the mating. Firstly, the two wolves have to accept each other. If that happens, the bond between the two mates is there and can be broken again in some cases, even if some say otherwise. He lets me take in that information. If two mates want to make sure the bond is permanent, they have to mark each other. I will have to bite you in the neck. Most of the time, only the male marks his mate in that way.
But I can't bite you because I'm no wolf, but I would really like to. I feel my cheeks getting hot. Damon simply chuckles. I know, little one, and if you get your wolf back, you can bite me anywhere you want. He winks at me, but to come back to the topic, the marking usually happens really fast after the two mates meet, which wasn't possible in our case. My cheeks get even hotter.
I won't pressure you to anything, but we will have to do that in the next weeks. Or I will have to marry Charlotte.
I interrupt him again.
Yes, you can mark me Damon. Can we do it now? Damon seems to be startled by my enthusiasm.
Well, yes, but it would be painful at first, even more so because you are missing your wolf. Could we wait until this evening? Then you could sleep trough your pain. I nod at him. Damon, I am sure I want to be your mate, and I want this bond between us to be permanent. I love you. He nuzzles his head into my neck again. I love you too, my angel.
I leave his office with nothing but joy in my heart, simply walking around the pack. When I come to the beautiful place Damon showed me the first time I came to the pack, I sit down and enjoy the peacefulness of this place, thinking about the good things that will happen later that evening. I already feel the bond with Damon deep within me, and it's going to be even deeper once he marks me. I shiver in delight. After a few hours of simply lying in the grass, when fog starts to appear, I start standing up to go back to Damon when I see a figure appear in the corner of my eye.
Damon? Is that you? The figure runs towards me, but I get the feeling that something is very wrong. When the figure launches himself at me, I quickly duck and the person flies over my head. I feel a stone cut in my hand, but I grab it to defend myself. But then the figure starts to speak. Everything inside me freezes. "Hey, slave, I really missed you, Gabe." He comes at me again, and my mind screams at me to flee, but my body won't respond. I feel Gabe hitting my head with something, and I feel my vision darkening. Take her away now. The Alpha doesn't know. Charlotte? I try to reach Damon Trough our bond, but I feel myself drifting into unconsciousness. All I can send is Damon before everything gets dark. Chapter 16. Her POV. The first thing I felt when I regained consciousness was an immense headache. The more I tried to ignore the pain, the more it hurt. After a while of dealing with the pain, I suddenly remembered my fight with Gabe. I opened my eyes and tried to jump up, but I was held down by chains around my wrists and ankles. I tried to fight my restraints for a while, before giving up due to exhaustion. After laying on the cold floor for a waggle to regain my breath, I take in my surroundings. The cell I'm in is built out of stone, and there is no window to look outside. A steel door is on the opposite side of the room, but being cuffed, I couldn't explore any further. When I hear multiple footsteps coming downstairs, I quickly pretend to be unconscious. After a long while, I hear a clicking sound coming from the door. Great, the door is locked. But what did I expect? When the door swings open, two figures emerge from the darkness. Alpha Nathaniel and Gabe. They don't seem to notice that I am not asleep anymore, and keep on talking to each other. Just in time. Any later and she would be off limits. You did good, Gabe. I am very proud of you. Thanks, my Alpha. I couldn't stand the thought of that thing being Luna. HR marking signals everyone is supposed to get rid of her. Even if we realize that too late, we can thank the moon goddess that our spy and shadow wolf pack informed us about the situation, but I would have been disappointed in Charlotte if she didn't. And the best thing is, Gabe, that we get to have fun with her again, and we get to hurt that arrogant Alpha too. It just great. Getting closer to tears every second they want on talking, I notice that the two are getting closer and closer to me. It seems I hit her harder than I thought. Maybe I should wake her up. The next thing I feel is Gabe stomping down on one of my wrists, and the sounds of bones cracking.
I scream out in pain and anguish. Gabe lays his hand over my mouth.
Tss, be quiet. We haven't even begun yet. He smiled down on me. Knowing that you have a mate will make hurting you even more fun. Hearing his words, I feel a strange stirring inside me, as if something is reacting to his words. But before I can make sense about what I felt, Gabe injects me with wolfsbane again, but the strange feeling doesn't disappear.
Just then, a female warrior comes rushing in. Alpha, Beta! I am sorry to interrupt you, but we have a visitor. Councilman Tobias is waiting to see you. They both seem to be very displeased about this disturbance, and Gabe grabs the warrior by the throat, pinning him to the wall.
You have luck I have to be somewhere else. His grip gets a bit tighter, before releasing the guard's throat and following Alpha Nathaniel out of the door. The warrior slides down the wall, his hand rubbing his throat. When he reaches a sitting position, his head turns towards me. You must be the girl everyone talks about. His gaze drops down to my wrist. We always wondered what you did wrong to deserve punishment. He looks into my eyes. The older pack members don't tell us, and Alpha Nathaniel is very tight-lipped. We assumed you must be a murderer or something. He sighs. But when I look at you, I can't imagine what you could have done. Still puzzled by his openness, I simply whisper, the crime I committed is that I exist, and that I have that strange mark on my body. I completely forgot about it when I was with Damon. The warrior looks at me for a bit. I'm sorry what happens to you. His look is getting determined. I couldn't forgive myself if I didn't help you now. I promise I will be back for you. I weakly nod at him. Thank you. Even if it's just talking, your help is appreciated. I swallow. If I should survive this, I want you to know that the Luma of the Shadow Wolf pack will remember you. The warrior's eyes get bigger in surprise, but footsteps divert his attention. Hey, Lena, get your ass outside. You know the Alpha isn't very nice regarding this prisoner. You don't want him to catch you here. Lena hurries to get to the door, but not without looking back to me. I nod at her again, and she slips outside the door, closing it behind her. Maybe not everyone at 𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕 is a monster. At least that's what I hope. I lay down again, feeling sleepy. When I open my eye, everything around me is dark, and I am no longer cuffed. Then there is a light in the distance, and I start to walk towards it. The light gets brighter and brighter, and when I come over a hilltop, I see two figures standing near a lake, a woman and a man. They have a crying baby in their arms, while the woman is crying. Are these my parents? When I move closer, I can understand what they are saying. You have to let her here. Here she has a chance to survive. With us, she is going to get killed alongside us. But what if she doesn't survive? The man brushes his hand over the woman's cheek. Then we will see her again when we meet the moon goddess. The woman reluctantly lets the small baby down, when wolves are howling in the distance. Quickly, we have to get them away from her. Both the woman and the man shift into their wolves and run away, before the light dissipates and I am in the dark again. I stand there dumbfounded, still trying to make sense of what I saw, when another light comes up. Again I walk towards it through what seems like a forest, and again I see two figures, standing in the middle of a clearing. They are still far away from me, and the only thing I am sure of is that it is a person and a wolf. The closer I get to both, the more I feel myself getting calmer. As I come close enough to see more, I stop in my tracks being in awe. The person I saw was a woman, and her beauty and the light that comes off her give her an otherworldly aura. Then my attention shifts to the wolf. It is a big, beautiful, completely white wolf, except for a single black paw. I reach out with my hand in order to touch his fur, and the wolf willingly stretches himself to give me better access. As I run my hand through his fur, the wolf starts to purr. Well, at least one wolf likes me. I look up again to see the strange women smiling at me. Hello, my child. I hope you forgive me for calling you here. I try to figure out who she was, and then it hits me. The moon goddess. I rush to drop to my knees, but she quickly waves it off. It is okay, my child. You will never have to bow to me. She touches my mark on my shoulder, her face expressing anger. I already fear for the worst, but the next thing the goddess says surprises me. I even marked you as precious to me, but they hurt you nonetheless. They even dared to hurt the wolf I gave you. She lays a hand on my head. I am very sorry for what happened, and still happens, but everything will get better soon. This wolf next to me, she points towards the wolf standing beside her, is one of my most precious wolves. I gave it to you when I saw what a beautiful soul you have, a rare occurrence in these days. He is stronger and faster than other wolves, and immune to wolfsbane. The only weakness it has is silver, which doesn't only hurt you and him, but also keeps him from shifting. She strokes the fur of the wolf. I step closer towards the wolf, not knowing what to say. You are my wolf? The wolf's tail starts to wag, and she walks in circles around me.
The joy I felt in my heart swells up to unimaginable levels. The moon goddess speaks up again.
I want you to know that your wolf always wanted to come back to you, but the 𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕 Alpha gave you, lasted until now. I hope you can forgive me that I failed to protect you. I look at the moon goddess. She is asking me to forgive her? She seems to read my thoughts.
Never think that you are lesser than anybody. You are my precious child, and you are more worth than anyone else.
A tear escapes my eyes, but then a loud enge echoes trough this world. The moon goddess sighs. It seems our time is up, but when you awake, your wolf light will be beside you, helping you trough your troubles. She pats the wolf on his head. As the world starts to fade, I hear her whisper, "Goodbye, my Emily."
Chapter 17. Damien's POV. I stand in my office, looking at the door where my mate just left the office. I was preparing myself for her rejection, but she even agreed to go even faster. Not that I am complaining, but hearing my mate say that she's mine always makes me and my wolf happy like nothing else. At the moment, I have to contain Shadow so that he doesn't run after our mate.
She said she wants us. She is so beautiful. Go to her.
I chuckle. My wolf, normally prideful, majestic and stubborn, reduced to being a puppy because of a woman. You aren't any better, human. Who insisted on watching our mate train? Would you have liked it if the warriors would be watching our mate train? Shadow growls at that.
She is mine. After dealing with my wolf for a time and calming both of us down, I head out of my office in order to deal with two things. The first thing would be organizing the Luna ceremony for my mate.
Normally, the Luna would ask her friends to do that, but seeing as that isn't an option, I am going to ask Lily if she will plan the ceremony. Searching for her on the Packland, I overhear many pack members praising my mate for being Luna, and congratulate me for finding her. What surprises me the most is that mostly Omegas whispering among themselves that they are happy that Charlotte isn't going to be the Luna. Walking towards the pack room, a place where all pack members can relax if they want to. After entering the room, I see Lily sleeping on one of the couches, a gaming controller in her hands.
I laugh a little and start to poke her in order to wake her up. After a while, I just stand myself next to her and scream, "Lily!" She immediately jumps up, looking around. "Damon, what do you want?" I was sleeping, if you didn't see it. What could be more important than my sleep? I chuckle. I'd say that. My task is more important than your sleep. And what would that be? I look at her. She must not have heard the news yet. Well, there will be a small event taking place, and I would like you to organize it. She looks at me with a puzzled look. What event are we hosting? I decide to tell her.
Well, it is the Luna ceremony of my mate, so nothing by...
Lily shrieks and begins to hug me fiercely. She said yes? Really? She looks me in the eyes. I will have a sister. Oh my God, I need to prepare so much and invite some guests. It needs to be perfect. She hits me on the arm. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I have so much to do. And with that, she storms out of the house. Now that the ceremony is cared for, there is another thing I have to do. Tell my parents about my mate. They did know that something was up as I was not visiting them since I found my mate. But since I didn't know if my mate would reject me, I waited to tell my parents.
In hindsight, JT, I feel like a coward, but nothing to do about that now. I quickly mind-link my parents that I will come over for dinner, and my mother says that they miss me. Then I walk around the Packlands for a while until the sun starts to set. I make my way towards the edge of the Packlands, where my parents Habe built a little cottage where they would live after my father handed me my alpha title. Every time I arrive there, I feel impressed by the beauty of their home. But as I get closey to the house, my mother already opens the door.
Come in, my big demon. Dinner will be ready soon. I groan inwardly at her nickname for me, before I realize that it fits the nickname I gave my mate, Angel and Demon. I quickly step up to hug my mom, while I hear Dad coming down the stairs. It's nice to see you, my son. You haven't visited us in a while. I guess the pack has you working day and night. I stop at his hidden insult, but my mother quickly intervenes. I'm sure that you will tell us what happened, right? I quickly nodded her. To be honest, that is the reason why I came here tonight. My mom guides to the table. Sit down first. Dinner is ready. My mom serves us all, and I enjoy the meal she cooked for me. But the silence at the table is really uncomfortable. As we finish eating, my dad looks at me intensely. I clear my throat.
Well, I guess now is the time to tell you.
I clear my throat again.
I have found my mate. My mom immediately jumps up from her chair.
Damon, that is great! Who is she? What's her name? Is she beautiful? Well, she certainly is. Where is she? You can clearly see where Lily has her traits from. Then my mom's eyes narrow down.
When did you find her? You don't plan on rejecting her, do you? I quickly knee-hate that, fearing my mom going into angry mode.
No, but it's complicated. That is why I haven't told you yet. As I start to tell the story on how me and my mate met, you can see that my mom is getting closer and closer to tears, while my dad's eyes get darker and darker. When I finish my story, my dad bursts out in anger.
So you're telling me that these dumbasses from Gray Silver have abused my future daughter-in-law? And that Charlotte wanted to be your Luna?
My mom lays a hand on my dad's back, and he quickly embraces her, feeling her sadness. She doesn't even have a name, or a wolf. My mom lets out a sob. I can't imagine what she had to endure. I put a sad smile on my face.
Even I do not know the whole story, but my mate is opening up more, and we take one step at a time.
I hug my mother. She asked me to mark her later tonight, and after that, no one can take her away again. She asked for a bit of time alone before that. That's why she isn't with me. But you will surely meet her at the Luna ceremony. My mom's eyes light up. You are right. Who is in charge of it? I tell her that it is Lily. I have to go see her. The ceremony must be perfect. My mom rushes out into the night, and me and my dad stay together in the cottage. He turns towards me.
Treat your mate right, my son. From what I heard, she is a strong woman, but everyone has their breaking point. Cherish her. She deserves it.
He takes a sip out of his glass. And if you ever catch someone from Gray Silver, I want to be there to punch his face in. I just turn to answer him, as I hear my mate trough mindlink. Damon! Then the connection gets silent again, and even our mate bond gets weaker. Shadow immediately plops up in my head, pushing me to search for her. My dad seems to notice my distress.
What is wrong, my son? I shift into my wolf and send him a message before leaving. My mate contacted me, but was interrupted, and now she doesn't answer anymore. My dad's face shows his worry, and he shifts and runs after us.
Where could our mate be, Shadow? I don't know, but maybe she went to the place we showed her. Thinking on how my mate enjoyed being there, I changed my course to go there. When I arrive there, the place seems to be empty, but something inside of me tells me that there is something wrong. Then I smell a foreign wolf and something strange, and Shadow takes over.
I smell blood. My wolf searches for the source of the scent, and finds a small pool of blood on the ground.
It is out, mate's blood! Someone hurt her! Who dared?
Shadow lets out in loud and angry howl.
Let us go to the pack. We must search for her.
My wolf agrees with me, but adds something, and find out how a sea enemy could surpass our patrols. Agreeing with him, I let out a growl of my own before running to the pack.
On the way, my dad catches up to me, and I report to him what I found. Whoever was responsible will wish he wasn't born. He balls his hands to a fist. Traitors in our pack, what a disgrace. I stay silent, and figure not to succumb to the growing feeling of dread and emptiness inside of me. TG Pack has already gathered, wondering why. I step up to the podium.
My dear pack members, I presented you your Luna today. But just now, a foreign wolf came into our pack lands and kidnapped her while she was under our protection. I pause until the screams of fear and anger calm down.
I want everyone to go and look for clues on where the wolf could have taken our Luna. And to the elders and leading warriors, we will have a meeting in a short while. Now go. The pack members quickly hurry off, determined to search for their Luna. I myself go to get comforted by my mother, who seems to be cozy to tears again. She starts rubbing my back. I know you will find her, Damon. You found Jer, against all odds in gray silver, and you are a mighty alpha. She sobs a little. She goes in a more silent voice. You have to find her.
And with that, determination and anger fill me, and I look up to the moon and start talking. By the moon goddess, I will find her and save her. I will save my mate. I let Shadow take over and join the groups of warriors searching the pack ground. Just wait, my angel. I will come and get you.
Chapter 18. Her POV. I wake up again in my cell as somebody is banging on the door, thinking about the dream I had, my parents, the moon goddess, and my wolf. My imagination must have run wild. I sigh. Hey, I'm not imaginary. I'm your wolf. I jump up, looking around. Who said that? I'm in your head. Are you always this confused in the morning? I feel like laughing, but I just can't. Then something strange happens. It is like I'm being pulled from this world, and then I'm standing in the dark again, a wolf standing in front of me. I look at it. Where are we? The wolf comes to me slowly. We are inside your head. I thought if you see me, then you would feel better. I nod slowly. In the silence that follows, I take in the features of the wolf. Is it really? I come closer to the wolf, one step at the time. When I'm directly in front of the wolf, it looks up at me. You are my wolf? Its eyes start to sparkle. Yes, I am your wolf. She lowers her head. I would understand if you would hate me, but I wanted to ask you if we... I fall down to my knees and hug my wolf deeply. My wolf seems shocked at first, but then starts licking my cheek. Don't apologize to me. I'm just so glad to finally meet you. Your name was Light, right? My wolf nods. Yes, I am Light, and I am yours, Emily. Emily. My name is Emily. A tear rolls down my cheek. Light quickly licks it away. Yes, you are Emily, the favored one of the moon goddess. She pauses for a bit. Why else would she have given you such a marvelous wolf as me? I chuckle at my wolf's boasting. Oh, great Light, what is your wisdom? What can I, mere human, do? My wolf pushes me over. Hey, don't laugh at me. But then she sits down beside me. You know that you are favored by the moon goddess, right? She really likes you. I even think she sees you as her daughter. I look at my wolf. I don't know what to say. So much has changed now. I mean, I have a wolf and I met the moon goddess. All my life I have felt worthless, except the time I was with Damon. At the mention of my mate's name, my wolf starts to purr. Oh, Emily, I want to see our mate. The moon goddess always said that I would only get to see him after I met you, and now I want to see him. I'm so jealous of you. I simply rub her head. We can meet him soon, though we would have to break out of this cell. My happiness is gone faster than I could have imagined. Oh no, what if Nathaniel finds out I have a wolf? Or what if Gabe... My words come out more and more silent, until they trail off completely. If Gabe tortures me like he did back then my wolf would feel that too. Oh, Light, what should I do? Gabe will come back soon, and he will... My wolf stands up growling, anger in her eyes.
I will not let you alone with that psychopath, Emily. And if he dares to hurt you...
Her growling becomes even louder.
I will think of a way to escape, Emily. You won't have to stay here much longer.
She rolls her body around mine. Although our time here will end soon, remember that I will always be beside you.
I take her in my arms, just before I get pulled back to reality.
Immediately after coming back to the cell, the door opens and a warrior steps off the door. It seems to be Lena from yesterday again. She has a tray in her hands with some food and water. "Here is your meal for today." She leans down to me, whispering in my ear, "There is wolfsbane in the food and the water." I nod at her, remembering that wolfsbane doesn't affect me. Lena looks at me again, before turning around and starting to leave the cell. When she arrives at the door, she turns around to me. "Gabe is coming to see you, so you better eat fast." And with that, she is gone. Gabe is coming. The next time I regained consciousness, I am already covered in wounds, laying on the floor. "Light? What happened?" My wolf's weak voice sounds off my head. "I blocked you out so you wouldn't have to deal with this Gabe." I shudder at her words.
Never do that again! We are going through this together!
I sit myself up. I look at my arms, and my wounds start to heal in front of my eyes. Wow, that is a strange feeling. Lena comes into my cell. "Hey, are you awake?" I try to stand up, but my legs are feeling weak.
Come on, I'll help you.
Lena takes me over her shoulder and escorts me out of my cell. After going for a while in what seems to be a maze, we come to a set of stairs. Already feeling stronger, I push myself step by step, Lena following behind me.
"I will have to take you back, but I thought it would be nice for you to go outside for a while."
My wolf's voice comes up in my mind. She doesn't know I'm here, and if we are outside, maybe that stupid thing which blocks our mate bond is gone, so we can contact Damon. Feeling motivated by my wolf's words, I start to go up the stairs quicker. Even though my legs are burning, I push myself to go faster. When we arrive, Lena pulls out a key and opens the door, and we both step out into the night. It seems that something in the building was blocking the mate bond. Yes, I can contact Damon. But then Gabe steps out of the shadows. Lena's eyes get big, but Gabe misinterprets the situation.
"Thank you for bringing her to me. Now I don't have to go down there."
Lena quickly scurries away, and Gabe comes closer to me, a cruel promise in his eyes. I feel that my wolf is trying to get out, but she is still too weak. As Gabe drags my petrified body closer to the house next to the door we came out of, Light quickly opens the mate bond to Damon, screaming for help.
"Ah, Damon! We are at Gray Silver. Find a warrior called Lena. She will help you. We love you!" Then we enter the building, and the mate bond goes silent. Gabe throws me against a wall, and I more than willingly lose consciousness.
Chapter 19. Damon's POV. I sit in my office, going through the warriors' reports. No one has seen any signs of my mate. The council isn't helping us, and we still don't know who helped the attackers. I sigh. How beautiful it would be to go out of this office to see the face of my mate, to hug her, and relieve myself of all the stress I have. No, I will have that again. I slam my fist on the desk, feeling restless. I stand up and go outside the pack house to clear my mind. I try to reach out to Shadow, but he has retreated far in my mind so I wouldn't be distracted by his grief. Just as I come my sanctuary, or as I call it lately, my hell. This was the place where my mate was abducted.
I can't help it. Everything I do, everywhere I go, I am reminded of my mate. I sit down near the lake, looking up to the stars.
Moon goddess, if you hear me, please have mercy. Whatever your price may be, I will take it. But my mate has endured enough. Let me find her, so I can give her the lives she deserves. I hear a sound near the trees, and I turn around. My beta's mate is standing on the edge of the forest, looking at me with a sad smile. She slowly goes towards me and puts her hand on my shoulder. Hello, my alpha. She lifts my chin with her finger. For some strange reason, I don't mind it. Do not despair. The moon goddess would never let such a beautiful be lost to the darkness. What are you talking about? How did you find me? She simply smiles at me. Just because I can't see with my eyes, I am not blind. I don't need to see to feel your sadness and longing for your mate. The moon goddess surely made her precious one a good match with you. And with that, she simply leaves the way she came from, and I stand there wordless. What the hell just happened? I spend some time sitting on the edge of the lake before going back to the pack house to get some sleep. The next day I am woken by the sound of my bedroom door. Expecting my beta or my gamma, I get out of bed. I hope they have a too good reason not to knock. But it is neither of them standing in the door. Instead, it is Charlotte. Hello, my alpha. I heard you were in your room by one of the omegas. Who the hell told her that? She takes a few steps towards me, swaying her hips, reaching out with her arm.
I am sure you are very stressed because of this girl. So why don't I help you relieve some tension? She gets even closer. I assure you that I will satisfy you more than that girl ever could. Maybe the moon goddess saw that I am a better Luna than this lowly mutt. That is the moment my thread of patience ran out. I tried to hold Shadow back at first, but now I don't even care what happens to Charlotte.
Shadow starts to growl loudly, and Charlotte immediately glails quiet. My wolf starts talking with a frightening voice. What did you just say?
He takes a step towards her, and she takes one away.
Did you just insult my mate?
Shadow takes another few steps, and Charlotte backs away even further until she hits the wall.
Damon, you have to stew. The council won't be happy if... Don't think that your status or your backing will save you.
Shadow gets even closer, slamming our hand on the wall next to Charlotte's face.
You think I wouldn't now you had something to do with my mate's disappearance?
Our other hand goes around her throat.
One more word out of your mouth, and it will be your last!
Shadow lets go of her and rushes out of our bedroom.
Why did you leave?
Shadow starts to growl.
If we kill her, the council will start a war, and I want my mate to be here for that.
My wolf grins. Afterwards, I will gladly do it. Shadow is about to give me back control when he suddenly stops. What is wrong, Shadow? My wolf doesn't respond for a short time. Then his glee almost overwhelmed me.
Mate! I feel my mate! She has her wolf now!
I stay silent, shocked by what I heard. My mate has a wolf now? I wish I could see her. My wolf, meanwhile, jumps around in my body, being overjoyed.
I can run with her, and she will be able to give me pups, and...
But suddenly, a mind link hits me with full force. Damon, we are at Grey Silver. Find a warrior called Lena. She will help you. We love you.
My mate voice is full of fear and desperation. Then the connection goes silent again, and Shadow can't feel our mate anymore.
The happiness we felt earlier vanished as fast as it came. Shadow gives me back control.
You have to Grey Silver. Mate is there. Gabe is there.
My wolf growls and paces in my head. My thoughts are filled with fear. What will he do to her? But then I realize that I have to concentrate.
Shadow, we need a plan. I will call our warriors, and we will try to find that Lena our mate talked about. But you have to stay calm.
Not knowing how to calm my wolf, I concentrate on the last words my mate said to me. Shadow stops pacing in my head. Our mate and her wolf love us. They trust us. Don't disappoint or mate by being irrational. My wolf grumbles something intelligible and retreats to the back of my head.
I sigh in relief. Now let's get to work on that rescue plan. Chapter 20, Emily's POV. After awaking from darkness, I am surprised that I didn't feel any injuries. Gabe is standing above me, but I still have my clothes on my body. What is going on here? Gabe seems to be staring at the wall opposite of him, and as I can't really move due to my chains, I keep silent, waiting for something to happen.
Just you wait, Emily! I am almost ready to get out of here!
As I wonder what my wolf means by that, Alpha Nathaniel comes into the room, embracing Lena with one arm. I'm surprised that you caught this mutt when she tried to escape. I always thought you had a soft spot for people like her. Quickly realizing that Alpha Nathaniel is oblivious to the fact that Lena brought me outside, I decide to keep the act.
If it weren't for you, Lena, my escape would have worked. You?
Gabe hits me on the side of my head. I look at Lena, and she quickly leaves the room. Nathaniel turns to me.
Ah, our special guest has something to say.
Alpha Nathaniel goes over to me and crouches down in front of me. The real question is, how did you escape? No human could have freed himself, and the wolfsbane should have kept your not-existing wolf in check. He pauses for a while. Well, it is a pity. He motions to Gabe with his hand as he leaves the room. Beta, when I come back from our trip to the council, I want to know her secret as fast as possible. We don't need her for anything, so you won't need to be gentle. Maybe we can ask the doctor. And with that, the door closes shut. But I know that Gabe will be back soon.
Oh, moon goddess, please save me.
Demons POV.
As we approach the 𝑔ray𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕, my warriors take out the patrolling wolves one by one. As me and my Gamma talk over our strategy, my Beta approaches me.
Damon, none of the wolves we encountered has sounded the alarm, and even though one of our pack members has gone missing, they should be oblivious that we are here in their territory. But we have found a female warrior approaching us, wanting to speak with you. She always says something about that you know her. I think back to the mind link I relieved by my mate.
Do you think it could be this Lena?
My wolf, being back in full force after he noticed that we would attack 𝑔ray𝒍𝒂, simply shrugs.
Only one way to know. As we make our way over to the prisoners, we already hear a woman talking loudly to one of my warriors. Let me see your alpha! You moron! I know where your Luna is! I only want to help! I quickly make my way over to her. What is going on here? Who are you?
The female warrior turns her head over to me. You must be Alpha Damon. The Alpha, he has Emily. You must get there quickly. I had to leave her alone with Gabe. Emily. So that's her name. I grabbed the warrior by its shoulder.
Concentrate! Where is my Luna? The warrior called Lena shakes her head. She is held at the far west end of the territory, in some kind of secret facility. But it should be unguarded now. Gabe doesn't like people near when he punishes someone. I let go of her.
When this is all over, and you haven't lied to me, you will be welcome in my pack. I quickly give Shadow control, and we sprint off to the west of the 𝑔ray𝒍𝒂 territory.
I have to be faster. I try to run even faster, when another wolf hits me in my side and crades me into a tree. The wolf quickly changes into a man, and I recognize one of my warriors, the one who went missing. He injects me with something, and pain floods me.
I am sorry, my Alpha, but they have my mate here too. They promised me Thry wouldn't hurt you, and with that, he drags me away.
Emily's POV. Gabe has been talking in front of me for hours, seemingly wanting to tell me every crime he has committed in the time I was in the Shadow Wolf pack. And then I simply pulled out my claws and killed that weakling. I mean, he was so weak he didn't even scratch me once. But the female they brought here a while ago, she put up a fight. Good thing we only need her to blackmail that other guy. You will be surprised what people are ready to sacrifice in order to save their mates. But he hasn't reported back like we told him to. Maybe we should cut off her ear. His consistent rambling was interrupted by a knock on the door.
Who the hell? Who dares to disturb me?
The door opens slowly, and a man walks in slowly, dragging something behind him. It's a black wolf. I'm very sorry, Beta, but I have brought you Alpha Damon. If you let my mate go, then you can have him. Gabe wanders over to TGE Warrior, stares at him for a while, and then quickly extends his claws and kills the man right on the spot. We do all those weaklings think they can make a deal with me. He drags my mate over so that he is in front of me, looking at me with his wolf eyes.
Oh, well, at least this evening has gotten a lot more fun. I wonder how different it will be when he is with us TG's night.
He walks over to me and licks my neck. Maybe I should mark you, as this excuse of a alpha did not. With that, Damon in his wolf form struggles even harder against his restraints. When he comes close to Gabe, he bites him in his leg. Ah! Gabe screams up in pain. You bastard! You messed with the wrong person! As he goes over to Damon with his claws extended again, something inside of me just clicked. I feel this power inside of me, so I give in to the urge to give Light control, and I feel powerful like I haven't felt since forever. Light lets out a growl as I sit back in my mind watching the scene. My mouth opens itself as Gabe's mouth hangs open. You have hurt my human and my mate. Light licks her lips. Now I will hurt you. Enjoying the story so far? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Chapter 21. Emily's POV. I was really glad that my wolf took over when she did, but whenever she is using my body, my senses get overwhelmed by unknown information. But for the first time, it seemed like I had a connection with the wolves around us. I could feel that Shadow was very worried about me, the anger he feels for Gabe and Nathaniel, and the love and adoration he has for me. But what surprises me the most is when Gabe's wolf tries to make a connection to me. Reluctantly, but driven by my curiosity, I accept his request. I feel his presence seep into my mind, and almost immediately, his voice is there too. Please, O child of the moon, please. His voice is too soft for the Gabe I know, and his emotions are confusing me. He feels guilt, anger, disgust. It is almost as if, please rid me of my human, blessed one. I can't bear hurting another being as I already have. The moment I saw you, I knew what you were, and tried to stop my disgusting human from his evil deeds. I can imagine his wolf lowering his head. I was too weak to protect you then. But now, please, send me to the moon goddess, so that I can be reborn into a better man. I quickly relay the information I got to Light. She tilts my head a little, thinking about what I just said. Oh, Gabe, I really wanted to kill you in the most painful way possible, but that wouldn't be fair to the wolf inside you, would it? So I guess I'm going to grant his wish. My hands start glowing in a strange blue hue, and Gabe looks like he is petrified. My wolf walks closer to my torturer and simply lays my hand on his head. Be free, and may the moon goddess forgive you. A ghostly figure leaves Gabe's body, and he slumps down to the ground, holding his head. What the hell have you done? I can't feel my wolf anymore. I didn't like that weak mutt, but he was my wolf. He walks towards me. Where is he? My wolf punches Gabe to the side of his head, and the earlier mighty beta slumps to ground. Then she walks over to Damon, who managed to change into his human form. Hello, mate! She goes to the ground and snuggles herself close to Damon. How long I have waited to meet you! Then Light hands me control again and sleeps in my mind, feeling content. I let my gaze wander over Damon's body, even though he hadn't had time to dress. Damon clears his throat, and my gaze meets his, my cheeks reddening. Damon opens his mouth. What just happened? He seems to be out of breath, and I'm worried about him instantly. That is not important right now. We have to get out of here before Alpha Nathaniel comes back from his strange meeting. I put one of Damon's arms over my shoulder and pull him up with surprising strength. Where are our warriors? Damon simply chuckles. I'm glad you are already calling the hours. He lets out a cough. They are in the east. I put my lips on his mouth, and he goes silent instantly. I let him enjoy this kiss before parting again. I love you, Damon. Damon seems to relax at those words and follows my lead,
going over the gray-silver packlands. Surprisingly, we aren't discovered by any patrolling wolves, and soon I can smell familiar scents. Seconds later, Damon's beta comes out of the trees in front of us and runs towards us. Then a weakness goes trough my body, and I feel Jackson catching us, and I sleep peacefully for the first time in the last few weeks.
Damon's POV. After my mate passed out due to exhaustion, I picked her up despite the objections of my beta. I simply turn my head towards him. Where is the doctor? Jackson continues to talk to me, but I don't register anything he says. All of my thoughts are on my mate. A while later, my beta simply sighs and points in a direction, and with all the strength I have left, I make my way into the direction. I didn't notice how long I walked until the pack doctor stretches his arms out to take my mate. I lay her into his arms, not wanting to let her go. My mate is hurt. I follow James into the infirmary, and it reminds of the last time we were here. My mate is hurt. The pack doctor calls for some nurses and quickly examines her, before giving me the diagnosis. I just hear him saying, "exhaustion," before kneeling down next to my mate's bed. My mate is hurt. I touch her cheek with my hand.
I failed to protect you. I lay myself down onto the floor next to her bed.
I will make sure that never happens again. I will ask for forgiveness every day until she does.
I close my eyes. Emily, I will protect you. I promise. Then something touches me on my cheek. My mate is looking down on me, her voice barely audible. Damon, there is nothing to forgive. You tried to protect me. You even went in to try to rescue me. My feelings towards you haven't changed a bit. She stays silent for a while. No, that's a lie. I let my head hang low. My feelings for you have even grown. Damon, I am your mate. I love you. She makes room for me in the bed. Come up here. Stunned by her words, I follow her command, snuggling myself next to her, making sure that my mate isn't feeling cold. My mate, maybe almost losing her made me appreciate her even more. I love you too. And with that, we both close our eyes, too exhausted to stay awake.
Unknown POV. I open my eyes, seeing the familiar forest and clearing before me. The moon goddess is standing in the middle of it. I feel ashamed, unworthy to approach her. Come to me, my child. You don't have to worry. I slowly make my way out of the forest to approach my goddess.
My goddess! I feel unworthy of being in your presence.
The moon goddess simply shakes her head. My dear Blade, I know who you are. I created you. And even if I would be mad at you, my precious child has already forgiven you. I feel relieved by her words. The mere thought of me hurting her child is making me shake. Hurting the precious one is like hurting the goddess herself, a normally unforgivable act. Blade, I will send you back into the worlds of humans soon. I'm sure that your next human is a better man than your previous one. I feel rejoiced at her words.
I thank you deeply, my goddess.
She simply nods. Go now, my Blade. Your time is coming soon. I leave her, vowing myself that I will live a better life the next time.
Chapter 22. Emily's POV. I awake to noises coming from outside the door. Wait, where am I? The room I am in is clearly not the infirmary. Gome were the machines, and the other beds, and the furniture in this room was much more beautiful. On one wall, there was a stunning painting of a wolf howling at the moon. How fitting. Just as I was wondering how I got here, Damon comes into my room, carrying 2 plates with breakfast and humming to an unknown melody. Hello, my lovely mate. I see that you are awake now. He comes closer to me and places a kiss on my forehead. Feeling a bit shy by his behavior, I quickly change the topic. Damon, where am I? Damon simply chuckles and lays himself down next to me. I thought you were uncomfortable in your bed in the infirmary, so I carried you here. I hope you like the look of it. It is my bedroom after all. I quickly turn my head to him, my voice going up an octave out of embarrassment. What? Damon! I weakly punch him in the stomach. I'm not even your Luna yet. What will the people think? Oh my God. Damon bursts out in laughter. I think you should talk to some of our pack members, my Luna. They wouldn't stop asking when I would finally move you here. He embraces me. And if it is bothering you too much, we can have the Luna ceremony immediately. I jump from my bed. Is that possible? Damon looks at me surprised. Well, if you want to be my mate and Luna then, I cut him off again.
Yes! Yes! Damon, when Gray Silver captured me, it was clear to me that when I see you again, I want to be your mate immediately! Damon's face stays emotionless for a while, but then a grin appears on his face, getting wider and wider by the second.
You don't even know how happy you make Shadow and me. He kisses me again. I will go now to prepare everything, but I will send Lily over. Is that okay for you? I nod, and Damon quickly leaves the room. I hear Damon's beta saying something about like a puppy, and by the sound made after, it seems my mate wasn't happy to hear that. My mate, even now after this whole time, I am still amazed and happy when I think about the fact that I have a mate. I stand up from my bed, and after going to the bathroom, the bedroppin' doors slam open again, revealing Lily, who is happily jumping up and down.
Ah! My brother is getting married! Oh my God! We have to make you as beautiful as possible!
Lily then gets pushed aside by an older woman, who is slowly coming up towards me. I don't think we have to do much regarding that. The moon goddess seems to have blessed my son with a beautiful mate. Wait, did she just say, son? Are you Damon's mother? The woman just laughs. Yes, my name is Evangeline, but I would prefer it if my future daughter-in-law would call me Eve. She then proceeds to hug me. You have endured so much, so I hope you can have a good live with my son. And if he should ever hurt you, come to me, and I will teach my big demon a lesson. I have to hold back a laugh. Big demon. I will never forget that. Thanks, Eve. The two of them then start pushing me towards the bathroom, and the next few hours I am busy getting ready for the Luna ceremony. When the sun starts to set, Lily just finishes my makeup. Well, it seems it is your time to shine. Go out there and grab your alpha. I blush at her words, but me and my wolf also look forward to the ceremony. Hey, our mate will announce us as Luna. Will Shadow show himself? Our mate's human doesn't look bad also. Okay, to be fair, my wolf is completely focused on our mate, but I have to confess I am also longing to see Damon again. The mate bond is a strange thing. As I am led out of the pack house, I am shocked by the mass of pack members that have gathered. As I start walking to the elder with Damon's father holding my hand, the pack members bow down as I walk past them. But I barely notice these things. My main focus is on the man standing next to the elder, my mate. I must say, him standing there with his suit, it is making me all fuzzy inside. Suddenly it feels like the walk to the altar is too slow, and after an eternity we reach the place where I want to be. Damon takes my hand out of his father's hand and looks at me with his beautiful eyes. He bows forward and whispers into my ear, "You look so beautiful in your dress." I start blushing even more, and Damon's leans back with a satisfied smirk. The elder starts talking and praying to the moon goddess, but all I can do is look at my mate. When the elder stops talking, Damon leans forward and kisses me passionately. I kiss him back with all I have, and the pack around us start cheering. Does anybody have any objections? The elder already turns around to offer us his congratulation when Charlotte storms to the altar, a crazed look on her face.
No! She stole Damon from me! He was mine!
Damon starts growling at her claim,
shadow starting to come to the surface, when all of a sudden a bunch of Omegas form a line in front of Charlotte, stopping her from getting to us. One of them speaks up. "No, Charlotte, we will not let you ruin this moment for our Luna. Even if you kill us like you promised, it will be a small price to pay."
Damon seems confused by the Omega's words. "What do you mean by that?" The Omega turns around to Damon.
"I am sorry, my Alpha. This woman used her assumed Luna status to threaten us with death if we opposed her. She mistreated us for a while now, but we never had the courage to stand up to it. But now that a Omega even 𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒂𝒚𝒍𝒊𝒔𝒕 the of our pack, we are not longer willing to keep silent." The Omega looks up to me with appreciation and a little bit of awe. Damon quickly orders his warriors to take Charlotte away and to interview the Omegas. Afterwards, nothing noteworthy happened, or I just didn't notice it, as still I could concentrate as my mate. When the feast ended, Damon picked me up and carried me towards his bedroom. "You know that I can walk, don't you?" Damon looks down at me. "Of course, but your feet are too precious for this floor." I simply roll my eyes. But then Damon puts me down on our bed and then continues to strip his clothes. What are you doing?" Damon simply smirks at me. His eyes are black, which means Shadow is in control.
"You know, my little mate, we still have to mark each other. I simply don't want us to ruin our clothes." I blush for the millionth time today, but I also start taking off my clothes, feeling his gaze on me the entire time. "If you knew what you are doing to me, you wouldn't just blush, my mate." What follows is ours alone, a joining built on trust as much as desire. Years of longing finally answered. When the moment comes for the marks to be made, Damon presses his lips to my shoulder, and light rises just enough within me to return the gesture at his neck. The bite stings for only a heartbeat before it dissolves into something warmer, deeper, undeniably ours. We spend the whole night simply loving each other, wrapped up in every bit of comfort and closeness we'd been waiting so long to find, until exhaustion finally pulls us both under. Chapter 23, Emily's POV. The next day, I woke up being restrained by two arms which are firmly placed around my waist. I tried to struggle free, but I gave up rather quickly. Not having anywhere to go, I decided laying in a bed with my mate isn't such a bad thing, and my wolf totally agreed with that.
"Our mate has marked us, and he is keeping us safe already. He is so handsome." I was honestly worried, because my normally rather quiet and serious wolf was talking non-stop about our mate, and it didn't seem like she would stop anytime soon. After a short while, the body behind me started moving, and my mate started kissing me on my head.
"Hello, my little Luna. How was your morning?" I turned towards him to scold him, but seeing his beautiful eyes, my anger quickly faded away.
"Humph! You didn't let me leave the bed, Damon."
Damon chuckled, embracing me again.
"Just that you know, I will never let you go from now on. You are just too precious. Honestly, I'm afraid that someone will steal you if I let you go."
When he said that, I realized that I also didn't want to let go of Damon. He is my mate, and no one steals him from me. I quickly grabbed his hand. "And just that you know, I'm not letting you go either. You are just too handsome, and I don't like other she-wolves looking at you."
Damon ruffles my hair. "If that's what you want, then I will not complain. And even if other wolves will look at me, I will always only be yours." That satisfied the possessiveness I felt, so I put my head on Damon's chest. "And what do we do now?" Damon got up from the bed and clothed himself.
"Now, my Luna, we will go and face some old fools."
Damon's POV. Waking up next to my mate is something that I could get used to. I know we only mated yesterday, but already I don't want to wake up in any other way for the rest of my life. Feeling her body in my arms, her cute face looking up to me with sleepy eyes. My wolf was also overjoyed that our mate felt possessive about me. It was a perfect morning, and I just wanted to kiss my Emily again, until my beta mind linked me.
Damon, I am sorry to interrupt your time with our Luna, but the council is commanding you to come before them and wouldn't tell us the reason why. What should we do? I sigh. This stupid council really has some nerve.
Jackson! Do you know that you have a really bad timing? Tell those fools from the council that I am attending their meeting. Emily was locking at me. And what do we do now? I quickly stand up from my bed and get clothed. My mate seems to be confused.
Now, my Luna, we will go and face some old fools. Her eyes widen in realization.
Damon, don't tell me our pack is going to be in trouble. Oh no, what have we done?
I smile at my mate in admiration. The first thing she thinks about is the pack.
Calm down, Emily. It will probably be just a formality to recognize you as my Luna. I had that deal with the council, remember?
My mate starts to pout. Well, I am sorry, but there were other things that occupied my mind in the recent time. And with these words, my wolf switched to his angry mate mode.
They dared to hurt my mate! I'm going to kill them all! Sink my claws deep into their bodies!
After kissing with my mate for a while to calm my wolf down again, we both step out of the house to meet the pack.
Every wolf we met quickly bowed down to my mate, and I could feel her awkwardness. But that was better than the fear I could feel trough our mate bond the closer we got to the temple of the moon goddess to meet the council. I did all I can to soothe her and distract her, but even I was not as confident as I was acting towards my mate. I knew that the abduction of my mate was connected to the council, and that I punished Charlotte will probably anger some of the wolves there, especially the ones from Grey Silver.
When we arrived at the temple, we were surprisingly not greeted by any councilman. Not even Lucas was there to greet us. When we entered the temple, it seemed as if the other packs were already gathered and awaiting us. My Beta and Gamma were already wary of the whole thing, but it was no use to turn back now.
Emily, stay behind me!
As we slowly walk into the main room, the councilmen instantly turn their heads towards us. Finally, Alpha Daemon has arrived. While all but one of the seats of the council were occupied, I couldn't see Lucas anywhere, but nobody else seemed to care, so the council went on as nothing was out order. We will come to our first point on our list. Daemon, we were notified that you have found your mate. Is that true? I simply nod at the councilman, which name was Drake, still feeling wary. Well, it seems we have to congratulate you. But this is also a reason for concern. You see, it seems that she was property of the Grey Silver Pack, and was stolen a few days back.
I start to growl at the councilman. How dare he say that she is property? My wolf was also not amused by Drake's words.
Alpha Daemon. I am simply stating the facts provided by Grey Silver. He starts stepping closer to Emily, but I take a step to the side to block his path.
What is your point?
Drake chuckles at me. Well, since it seems she escoed and sealed Grey Silver's beta, we will have to punish her according to our laws. Before my brain could even comprehend what he said, Drake already turned towards the audience. My dear fellow packs, we cannot allow any aggressions between slaves and fellow werewolves. We are proud of our traditions and past, and we certainly won't let slaves get away with killing one of us. We have to make an example. I am demanding that the slave in question is put to death. And while my mind was screaming in horror of what was happening, the audience erupted into cheers.
Chapter 24. Emily's POV. My mind is still trying to understand what happened in the last few minutes. Who is Elder Drake? Why are they trying to kill me? Is Daemon and the pack going to be okay? It isn't made easier by the fact that most of the packs which gathered here were yelling their support for Councilman Drake, although some packs don't seem to agree with him. In the crowd, smaller fights have begun to break out, and they appear to get bigger and bigger by the moment. Meanwhile, Daemon is pushing me behind him, blocking most of my view.
Daemon, I can fight too, you know. He doesn't look back at me.
I know you can fight, but right now you are their primary target. He looks around. It seems our allies aren't as happy about this death sentence than others. At least we can trust them.
Councilman Drake raises his voice again, trying to get everyone in order. Stop this madness right now! Alpha Damon, the council demands that you hand this girl over to us right this moment. Damon snarls at his demand, and the pack forms a protective circle around me. Right then, other alphas join our side, but we were still outnumbered.
Light, I don't think this is going to end well, and I can't let Damon get in danger too. I hope you aren't thinking what I think you are.
Any defiance against us is punishable as treason. Alpha Damon, this is your last chance. Hand her over, or all of you will perish.
I am sorry, Light, but I can't see him get hurt. Light tries to discourage me, but I already opened a mind link to Damon. Damon, I am so sorry. Just know that I love you.
Damon turns around, but I already pushed away trough some of our pack members, trying to reach Councilman Drake. Damon starts following me, trying to catch me. Emily, don't do this. We can work this out. We will find another solution. I love you. Please don't let me alone. My heart is aching so much, and his last words made me stop right in my tracks. Damon reaches me, but we are already close to Councilman Drake and the others, and they are also advancing to us. I look Damon in the eyes.
Please, Damon, Yo and your pack, you have done so much for me. I can't bear the thought of sending them all to die just because of me. I put a hand on his cheek, and I feel tears running down his face. I experienced what it means to have a family, a pack. I looked to the crowd behind him. I experienced what it meant to have a wolf. I let Light take over for a short time, so she can look at Damon too. And most important, you made me the happiest person alive, being my mate and accepting me as I am. Thanks to you, I could experience what it meant to love and to be loved. I press a kiss on his lips. If I have to sacrifice myself for all of you to live, then I will do so. Damon deepens the kiss before cupping my face in his hands. But don't you understand? I will not live if I lose you. I will exist. That is true. But here, he points to his heart, here something would be missing for the rest of my life.
Councilman Drake almost reached us, and before I could surrender myself, Damon stands up and grabs my hand.
If you die here, I will die right next to you.
The tears that fell from my eyes blur my vision, and all I can do is shake my head. Drake changes into wolf form and pounces in our direction, swiftly followed by others, including Alpha Nathaniel. Damon tries to defend himself while also blocking their way to me, but I can see that it is a lost cause.
Right then! Light manages to push trough the block I put in place in our mind. Desperately searching for another solution, I ask her if we can repeat what we did with Gabe. Would it be possible to take their wolves away? Light's eyes start to shine.
We can definitely try. I feel the power surge inside me, but nothing happens.
I can't take their wolves away. Gabe's wolf didn't want to be with him anymore, and he still followed the moon goddess. But this guy and all of his followers have stopped following her.
Meanwhile, Damon is still fighting with many wolves, and Drake manages to corner him, allowing it for Alpha Nathaniel to slip by. I extend my claws, remembering the training I got, but Alpha Nathaniel is simply too experienced to be defeated by me. After battling for a while, I stumble a bit, and he is readily using this chance, extending his claws to try to cut me deeply into my neck. Right then, a loud noise can be heard, and all wolves have to cover their ears. We all look up at the source of the noise, and I am stunned at what I see. It's the moon goddess. Chapter 25. Emily's POV. The moon goddess seems to come down from the ceiling, slowly descending towards the now stunned crowd of wolves. I see many of Outwolves falling on their knees to honor the moon goddess, while Councilman Drake and his wolves seem unsure of what to do. The latter are staring at Drake, waiting for him to respond to this unexpected event. Using the momentary peace, I slip past Alpha Nathaniel and try to reach Damon, who is already bleeding out of many claw wounds. Damon! I reach out to grab his arm and support him to stand, as he is swaying on his feet. Damon gladly accepts my help, but as some moments pass, his wounds close at a fast rate, even for werewolves. But we didn't get time to wonder about his magic healing, as the moon goddess lands on the floor next to us, but her face was not gracious and friendly as I've seen her in my dreams. Now it held so much anger and disgust that I was shocked to see it. But as soon as she saw me standing next to Damon, her face brightened up shortly, before she turned her gaze towards Councilman Drake, who has gathered the other councilmen in the meantime.
What is the meaning of this?
Councilman Drake shakes a little as he hears the ice-cold voice of the goddess.
Why are my children fighting in my very own temple?
Councilman Drake steps forward. My goddess, we are here to punish a criminal. He points in my direction. This girl is scum we have to get rid of in order to stay faithful to our race. We cannot allow her to sully the name of our goddess. He grins a little, thinking that the moon goddess wouldn't object to his reasons. Unfortunately for him, he didn't know about my connection to the moon goddess. As the moon goddess starts to smile, it occurs to me that she asked Councilman Drake on purpose, because he dug his own grave.
So you are saying that my precious one, my beloved child, is the one at fault here?
She stops to take a breath and calm herself down. I am the moon goddess, and I see what happens in this realm. I know Alpha Nathaniel kept her as his slave, even though I marked her as my own. I know that Councilman Lucas isn't just sick or whatever. I already healed him from his nearly deadly wounds. Councilman Drake's face becomes paler the more the moon goddess speaks.
And I know that my beloved child has done nothing wrong since she was born, and especially not since she met her chosen mate.
She looks around us, the other wolves weighing her intently.
So I will say it once. Everyone who continues to fight against my daughter will have hell to pay.
I am taken aback by the moon goddess' choice of words. I mean, I was always her child and precious one, but she never called me daughter before. A warm feeling spreads trough my body as I think about it.
Hearing the moon goddess' speech, many of the opposing wolves quickly fall to their knees to submit to the moon goddess. A few others run away in fear of still being punished after giving up. But a small force around the councilmen are still eager to fight, and Alpha Nathaniel is rushing towards me again. The moon goddess already moves towards me and quickly redirects Alpha Nathaniel's jump in another direction, making him crash into a wall. She stops to look at me, and time comes to a halt as a question shines in her eyes. What shall happen with those ignorant fools? You are the one that was wronged here. I will let you decide, even if I am for just wiping them from the face of this world.
Damon seems to be unaffected by the time pause, and joins my side, shadow present in his eyes.
I want to take my revenge on them for hurting my mate, but whatever you decide will be fine.
I think about it for a bit.
Just kill them already. They wanted to kill you. I am just waiting to slash their throats.
Light seems to be in warrior mode, and I can't deny that she has a point. But would that make me just as bad as they are? What about their wolves? I slowly understand the power that I have, and I could just feel that most of the wolves don't want to fight anymore.
Mother, can we just take the wolves of the ones who are in conflict with them and lock the rest up? I think it would punish them more than death could ever, and we wouldn't kill anyone innocent in the process.
The moon goddess sighs, but I see a smile on her face. I know you are more friendly than those traitors really deserve. But if that's what you want, then it shall be, my daughter. The moon goddess waves her hand, and time continues. Then she slowly raises her hands, a silver glow coming from them. Suddenly, all of the fighting werewolves stop what they are doing, and a second later screams of pain soundtraff the temple. When they calm down, a group of wolves slowly make their way to the goddess, their head low in front of. You have all failed me and my child, but I will give you the chance to redeem yourself. Go now, and I will see you if I deem you worthy enough again. With these words, the wolves quickly left the temple, and Damon and the other are quickly putting the humans and werewolves left in chains. Alpha Drake seems to have retained his wolf, but Alpha Nathaniel is sitting on the ground, in his eyes something like tears. Lucky for him we didn't kill him, not acting all high and mighty all of a sudden. It seems my wolf is going to enjoy this more than I do. The other wolves are slowly leaving the temple, and we even saw Damon's beta helping Lucas outside, until only Damon, the moon goddess, and me remain in the temple. The moon goddess hugs me. I am so sorry, my daughter, that you had to live trough all of this. But even I am bound to rules. I had to wait until they tried to kill you in my domain to step in. Seeing that tears form in her eyes, I quickly hug her back. I am just happy that no one I loved died. Thank you so much. The moon goddess embraces me for a bit, before she turns to Damon. I hope you understand that I will be watching you. Mistreat my daughter. Damon quickly kisses me before he bows down to my mother.
I understand your concern, but I assure you, I will try everything I can to make my mate happy.
My mother smiles at him. That's why I chose you for her. And maybe someday there will be grandkids I can watch over. Seeing me and Damon going red from embarrassment, my mother hugs me once again to say goodbye. I will be waiting over you, my precious child. And with that, a silver light emits from her body, until she just disappears in front of our eyes. Damon takes my mother's place and embraces me. He puts a kiss on my lips and holds myself close to him. Well, I wouldn't mind some kids. And with that, he takes on his wolf form and runs a bit ahead of me in the direction of our packlands.
I quickly change into my wolf too, and Light eagerly follows her mate into the forest.
And that brings us to the end of this story. Thank you for listening all the way through. We hope this audiobook kept you entertained and left you wanting more. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what kind of stories you'd like to hear next. There are plenty more full audiobooks waiting for you here, so be sure to check out the channel for your next great listen. Until next time, happy listening.